ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः श्रीदसादनं महागणाधिपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रियवतु। श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर्गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अस्मच्छ्रीगुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमो अस्त्वग्नये नमः पृथिव्यै नमः ओषधीभ्यः नमो वाचे नमो वाचस्पतये नमो विष्णवे बृहते करोमि। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नमो वाचे याचोदिता याचानुदिता तस्यै वाचे नमो नमो वाचे नमो वाचस्पतये नमः। ऋषिभ्यो मन्त्रकृभ्यो मन्त्रपतिभ्यो मामामृषयो मन्त्रकृतो मन्त्रपतयः परा दुर्माहमृषीन् मन्त्रकृतो मन्त्रपतीन् परादां वैश्वदेवीं वाचमुद्यासगुं शिवामुदस्तान् जुष्टान् देवेभ्यः शर्म मेद्यौ शर्म पृथिवी शर्म विश्वमिदं जगत् शर्म चन्द्रश्च सूर्यश्च शर्म ब्रह्म प्रजापति। भूतं वदिष्ये भुवनं वदिष्ये तेजो वदिष्ये यशो वदिष्ये तपो वदिष्ये ब्रह्म वदिष्ये सत्यं वदिष्ये। तस्मा अहमिदमुपस्तरणमुपस्तृण उपस्तरणं मे प्रजायै पशूनां भूयादुपस्तरणमहं प्रजायै पशूनां भूयासं प्राणापानौ मृत्योर्मापातं प्राणापानौ मामाहासिष्ठं मधुमनिष्ये मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुवदिष्यामि मधुमतीं देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासन् शुश्रूषेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यस्तं मा देवा अवन्तु शोभायै पितरोऽनुमदन्तु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। शन्नो वातः पवतां मातरिश्वा शन्नस्तवतु सूर्यः अहानिशं भवन्तु नः शगुं रात्रिः प्रतिधीयताम् शमुषा नो व्युच्छतु शवादित्य उदेतु नः शिवा नश्यन्तमा भव सुमृडीका सरस्वती मा देव्योमसन्दृशी इडायैवास्तु शिवास्तु मध्वा आस्तु मन्तो भूयास्म मा वास्तो ओच्छित्स्मह्यवास्तु स्वभूयाद्यो ओस्मान् द्वेष्टि यञ्च भयद्विष्मः प्रतिष्ठासि प्रतिष्ठावन्तो भूयास्म मा प्रतिष्ठाया आच्छित्स्मह्य प्रतिष्ठः स भूया द्यो ओस्मान् द्वेष्टि यञ्च भयद्विष्मः। आवातवाहि भेषजं विवातवाहि यद्रपः त्वगुं हि विश्वभेषजो देवानां दूत ईयसे द्वाविमौ वातौ वात आसिन्धोरापरावतः दक्षं मे अन्य आवातु परान्यो वातु यद्रपः यददो वातते गृहे मृतस्य निधिर्हितः ततो नो देहि जीवसे ततो नो देहि भेषजं ततो नो मह आवह वात आवातु भेषजं शम्भोर्मयो भूर्नो हृदे प्रण आयोगुं शितारिषतु इंद्रस्य गृहोऽसितं त्वा प्रपद्ये सकुस्साश्वः सहयन्मे अस्ति तेन भूः प्रपद्ये भुवः प्रपद्ये सुवः प्रपद्ये भूर्भुवः सुवः प्रपद्ये वायुं प्रपद्ये नार्तान् देवतां प्रपद्ये यष्माणमाघणं प्रपद्ये प्रजापतेर्ब्रह्मकोशं ब्रह्म प्रपद्य ॐ प्रपद्ये अंतरिक्षम् उर्वन्तरं बृहदग्नयः पर्वताश्च ययावात स्वस्त्या स्वस्तिवान्तया स्वस्तया स्वस्तिमानसानि प्राणापानौ मृत्योर्मापातं प्राणापानौ मामाहासिष्टं मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि यज्ञस्तेजो दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि इन्द्रियं दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्यो भ्राजो दधातु युभिरक्तभिः परिपालमस्मान्निष्टेभिरश्विना सौभगेभिः तन्नो मित्रो वरुणो मामहन्तामदिति सिन्धुः पृथिवी उत द्यौः कयानश्चित्र आभुवदूते सदा वृद्धः सखा कया शचिष्ठया वृतः कस्त्वा सत्यो मदानामगुं हिष्ठो मत्सदन्धसः दृढाजिदारुजे वसु अभीषुणः सखीनामविताजरितॄणाम् शतं भवास्यूतिभिः वयस्सु पर्णा उपसेदुरिन्द्रं प्रियमेधा ऋषयो नाधमानाः अपध्वान्तमूर्णुहि पूर्ध्यचक्षुर्मुख्यस्मान् निधयेव बद्धान् शन्नो देवीरभिष्टय आपो भवन्तु पीतये शय्योरभिस्रवन्तु नः ईशाना वार्याणां क्षयन्तेश्च ऋषणीनाम् अपोयाचामि भेषजम् सुमित्रा न आप ओषधयस्सन्तु दुर्मित्रास्तस्मै भूया सूर्यो ओस्मान् द्वेष्टि यञ्च वयं विश्वः आपो हिष्ठामयो भुवस्तान ऊर्जे दधातन महेरणाय चक्षसे यो वशिवतमोरसस्तस्य भाजयते हनः उषतीरिव मातरः तस्मा अरङ्गमामवो यस्य क्षयाय जिन्वथा आपो जलयथा जनः पृथिवी शान्ता साग्निना शान्ता सामे शान्ता शुचगुं शमयतु अन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तं तद्वायुना शान्तं तन्मे शान्तगुं शुचगुं शमयतु द्यौः शान्ता सादित्येन शान्ता सामे शान्ता शुचगुं शमयतु पृथिवी शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिर्द्यौः शान्तिर्दिशः शान्तिः अवान्तरदिशाः शान्तिरग्निः शान्तिर्वायुः शान्तिरादित्यः शान्तिश्चन्द्रमाः शान्तिर्नक्षत्राणि शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिर्वनस्पतयः शान्ति गौः शान्तिरजा शान्तिरश्वः शान्तिः पुरुष शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिर्ब्राह्मणः शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः शान्तिर्मे अस्तु शान्तिः तयाहं शान्त्या सर्वशान्त्या मह्यं द्विपदे चतुष्पदे च शान्तिं करोमि शान्तिर्मे अस्तु शान्तिः एह श्रेश्च हरेश्च धृतिश्च तपो मेधा प्रतिष्ठा श्रद्धा सत्यं धर्मश्चैतानि मोत्तिष्ठन्तमनोत्तिष्ठन्तु मामागुश्रेश्च हरेश्च धृतिश्च तपो मेधा प्रतिष्ठा श्रद्धा सत्यं धर्मश्चैतानि मामाहाशिषुः युधायुषा स्वायुषो दोषधीनागुं रसेनोत्पर्जन्यस्य सुष्मेणोदस्थामृतागुम् अनु तच्चक्षुर्देवहितं पुरस्ताच्छुक्रमुच्चरत् पश्येम शरदशतं जीवेम शरदशतं नन्दाम शरदशतं मोदाम शरदशतं भवाम शरदशतगुं शृणवाम शरदशतं प्रब्रवाम शरदशतमजीतास्याम शरदशतं जोक्षसूर्यं दृशे यौदगान् महतोर्नवः आद्विभ्राजमानः शरदस्य मध्या समावृषभोलोहिताक्षसूर्यो विपश्चिन्मनसा पुनातु ब्रह्मणश्चोतन्यसि ब्रह्मण आणीस्थो ब्रह्मण आवपनमसि धारितेय पृथिवी ब्रह्मणा मही धारितमेनेन महदन्तरिक्षं दिवन्धादार पृथिवी गुंसदेवा यदहं वेद तदहं धारयाणि मामद्वेदोऽधिविस्रसतु मेधामनीषे मा विशदागुं समीची भूतस्य भव्यस्यावरुद्ध्यै सर्वमायुरयाणि सर्वमायुरयाणि आभिर्गीर्भिर्यदतो न ऊनमाप्यायय हरिगो वर्धमानः यदा स्तोतृभ्यो महि गोत्रारुजासि भूयिष्ठभाजो अधते स्याम ब्रह्म प्रावादिष्मदन्नो माहासीत् ॐ शान्तिः 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 सन्त्वा शिञ्चामि यजुषा प्रजामायुर्धनं च ॐ शान्तिः 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 तच्छय्योरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वञ्जिगातु भेषजम् शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शञ्चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमः शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 आयुष्टे विश्वतो दधदयमग्निर्वरेण्यः पुनस्ते प्राण आयति परायक्ष्मगुं सुवामिते आयुर्ता अग्ने हविषोजुषाणो घृतप्रतीको घृतयो निरेधि घृतं पीत्वा मधुचारुगव्यं पितेव पुत्रमभिरक्षतादिमम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैः स्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणः देवाय तस्मै नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय नमो नमः वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं शतं जीव शरदो वर्धमान इत्यभिनिगमो भवति शतमिति शतं दीर्घमायुर्मरुतयेनावर्धयन्ति शतमेनमेव शतात्मानं भवति शतमनन्तं भवति शतमैश्वर्यं भवति शतमिति शतं दीर्घमायुः यो वैतां ब्रह्मणो वेदा अमृतेनावृतां पुरीं तस्मै ब्रह्म च ब्रह्मा च आयुः कीर्तिं प्रजां ददुः भागधेयेनैवैनं प्रणयति ब्राह्मण आरुषेयमुद्धरेत् ब्राह्मणो वै सर्वा देवताः सर्वाभिरेवैनं देवताभिरुद्धरति यावतीर्वै देवतास्ताः सर्वा वेदविधिब्राह्मणे वसन्ति तस्मात् ब्राह्मणेभ्यो वेदविद्भ्यो दिवे दिवे नमस्कुर्यान्नाश्लीलं कीर्तये देता एव देवताः प्रीणाति पर्याप्त्या अनन्तरायाय सर्वस्तोमोतिरात्र उत्तममहर्भवति सर्वस्याप्त्यै सर्वस्य जित्यै सर्वमेव तेनाप्नोति सर्वं जयति शतमानं भवति शतायुः पुरुषः शतेन्द्रिय आयुष्येवेन्द्रिये प्रतिष्ठति अस्मिन् देवालये स्थित गुरुपवनपुराधीश श्रीकृष्णप्रसादेन सर्वेषाम् आयुरारोग्यैश्वर्याभिवृद्धिद्वारा समस्तविध दुःखात् मोचनप्राप्तिरस्तु यजमानायाः पुनरावृत्तिरहित शाश्वत ब्रह्मलोके नित्यनिवाससिद्धिरस्तु यजमानस्य सकुटुम्बस्य अष्टैश्वर्याभिवृद्धिद्वारा पुत्रपौत्राभिवृद्धिरस्तु आचन्द्रार्कं वंशाभिवृद्धिरस्तु अयं धर्मः उत्तरोत्तराभिवृद्धिरस्तु सर्वेषां धार्मिककार्य बुद्धि अभिवृद्धिद्वारा समस्त सन्मङ्गलानि भवन्तु धर्मस्य विजयोस्तु अधर्मस्य नाशोस्तु ప్రాణిషు సద్భావనాస్తు విశ్వస్య కళ్యాణమస్తు సంస్కృతస్యాభివృద్ధిరస్తు లోకాः సమస్తాः సుఖినో భవంతు సర్వే జనాः సుఖినో భవంతు. గురు పవనపురాధీశ భగవానికి జై. హరి ఓం.
Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Sairam. Welcome to you all. And he is like my younger brother, but he says Uncle Baba, but I am not so big. And if all of you know, he is with me for all these hardship days, all the 12 months, all these rigorous rituals, from the funeral onwards, everything. And I am so much indebted to him. Okay, తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే ఎంతో రుణపడి ఉంటాను. ఓకే, వాళ్ళ నిన్న కూడా ఈ 3 రోజులు కూడా ఎంతో దగ్గర నుంచి చేయించారు వీరు, మురళకృష్ణ గారు, ఇంకా తదితర పురోహితులందరూ. అందరికీ కూడా ఆ పరమాత్మ స్వామి ఆశీస్సులు అందించి మంచిగా చూస్తాం. ఇప్పుడు సింధును శ్రీకాంత్, దే ఆర్ న్యూలీ వెడ్ కపుల్, సో దే విల్ ఫెలిసిటేట్ అశ్వత్ శర్మ గారు. నౌ one of my close friends, and he's a classmate in my Veda class, where we learned Vedam from the great scholar and revered Sri Ignas Burmanya Garu, my uncle. He's supposed to come here to bless the occasion, but unfortunately he has some other urgent work in Strasbourg, SVPF temple, so he went there. So the Chitti Sarma Garu is going to chant 2 suktams, then we'll start bhajan. Okay, fine.
हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनानुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पद आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिस्तेदसादनं श्रीमहागणपते नमः. ओम प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजनीवती धीनामवित्रियवतु. श्रीमहासरस्वत्यै नमः. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम्. Because here the Ganesha was installed, so I will start with the Ganapati Adharvana Shirshonupshat. Om Bhadram Ganneभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः श्रीरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागंसस्तनूभिः विषेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु. ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. ओम नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं कल्विदं ब्रह्मासि तं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवधातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचारम् अवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरत्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचोर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात्. त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वं अर्धन्मयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि. सर्वं जगदं तत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदं तत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदं तैलयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदं तैप्रेच्छेति. त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वम् अवस्थात्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं. त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वमिन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमासस्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवः स्वरूपं अनादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्थेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धं एतत्तो मनस्वरूपं गकारपूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारत्यान्तरूपं बिन्दुरुत्तररूपं नादः सन्धानं सगंहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकर्षिः निश्रुतगायत्री छन्दः गणपतेर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमं कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पितं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रपदे पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो नाथपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमदपते नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्नविनाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः हरिः ओम् भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्जत्राः स्त्रैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागंसस्तनूभिः विषेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम् ॐ प्रातरग्निं प्रातरिन्द्रगं हवामहे प्रातर्मित्रावरुणा प्रातरश्विना प्रातर्भगं पूषणं ब्रह्मणस्पतिं प्रातः सोममुतरुद्रगं हुवेम प्रातर्जितं भगमुग्रगं हुवेम वयं पुत्रमतिथेर्यो विधर्ता आध्रच्चिद्दं मन्यमानस्तुरजिद्राजा चिद्यं भगं भक्षीत्याह भगप्रणेतर्भगसच्चराधो भगेमां धियमुदवदन्नः भगप्रणो जनयगो विरश्वैर्भगपुण्ड्रभिन्रुवन्तस्याम उतेदानीं भगवन्तस्यामोत प्रभित्वा उत मध्ये अह्नाम् उतोदिता मघवन् सूर्यस्य वयं देवानागुं सुमतौ स्याम भग एव भगवागुम् अस्तु देवास्तेन वयं भगवन्तः स्याम तन्त्वा भग सर्व इज्जो हवीमि स नो भगपुर एत भवेह सामाध्वरायोषसो नमन्त दधिक्रावे वसुदे पदाय अर्वाचीनं वसुविधं भगन्नो रथमिवाश्वावाजिन आवहन्तु अश्वावतीर्गोमदेन्द्रभूषासो वीरवती सदमुच्छन्तु भद्राः वृतं दुहाना विश्वतप्रवीणा यूयं पात स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः योमाग्ने भागिनं सत सन्त मथा भागुं चिकीर्षति अभागमग्ने तङ्कुरु मामग्ने भागिनं कुरु ॐ श्री भाग्यदेवतायै नमः ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Now, my sister Shamla Garu, she is going to chant some couple of slokas on Sri Chakram. The reason is, most of you who come to our home, they will know, Rani used to feel so much blissful state when talking about her thing, chanting Goddess Lalitambhagya things, and so many miracle things happened related to Sri Chakram. And once Radhika drawn beautiful Sri Chakram, Kaushik's wife, Kaushik is here, my brother Kaushik is here, and that day so many things happened in that Swami's room. So my sister Shamla is going to chant a couple of months.
I know how much she loves Universal Mother. She used to do Sri Chakra Puja every day. Because of her, I gave the pravachan on Sri Chakram. She was wearing, she gave me that saree and wore that saree and gave the pravachan. And then she connected so well, she was in bliss. all of you know her as Annapurneshwari, Annapurna Devi. But I know how much devotion, she has so much devotion on Universal Mother, Lalita Parabhattarika. Every day she used to do Sri Chakrarchana. I'm going to chant one shloka from Saundarya Lahari, which is written by Adi Shankaracharya. This shloka describes about Sri Chakram. Don't worry, I am not giving the pravachan. Only one shloka for her. Chaturbhi Sri Kantaihi Shivayuvatibhe Panchabhirapi Prabhinnabhishambhoho Navabhirapi Mula Prakrutibhihi Trayaschattvarimshat Vasudalakanasratrivalaya Trirekhabhisartham Tava Sharanakona Parinataha Harihi Om. My sister, may God bless you. Hari Om. Sai Ram.
So we'll start now, Lalita Sahasranam.
सिन्दूरारुण विग्रहां त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौलिस्फुरत् तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीमापीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यां मणिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम् अरुणां करुणातरङ्गिताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अणिमादिभिरावृतां मयूखैः अहमित्येव विभावये भवानीं ध्यायेत् पद्मासनस्तां विकसितवदनां पद्मपत्रायताक्षीं हेमाभां पीतवस्त्रां करकलितरसद्धेम पद्माम्बराङ्गीं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सकलमभयदां भक्तनम्रां भवानीं श्रीविद्यां शान्तमूर्तिं सकलसुरनुतां सर्वसम्पत्प्रदात्रीं सकुङ्कुमलेपनामणिप्रचुम्बिकस्तूरिकां समन्दहसतेक्षणां सचरचापपाशाङ्कुशाम् अशेषजनमोहिनीमरुणमाल्यभूषोज्ज्वलां जपाकुसुमभासुरां जपविधौ स्मरेदम्बिकाम् ॐ श्रीमाता श्रीमहाराज्ञी श्रीमत्सिंहासनेश्वरी चिरग्निकुण्डसम्भूता देवकार्यसमुद्यता उद्यद्भानुसहस्राभा चतुर्बाहुसमन्विता रागस्वरूपपाषाढ्या क्रोधाकाराङ्कुशोज्ज्वला मनोरूपेक्षुकोदण्डा पञ्चतन्मात्रसायका निजारुणप्रभापूरमजद्ब्रह्माण्डमण्डला चम्पकाशोकपुन्नागा सौगन्धिकलसत्कचा कुरुविन्दमणिश्रेणी कनत्कोटीरमण्डिता अष्टमी चन्द्रविभ्राजकस्थलशोभिता मुखचन्द्रकलङ्काभा मृगनाभिविशेषका वदनस्मरमाङ्गल्य गृहतोरणचिल्लिका वक्रलक्ष्मीपरिवाह जगन्मीनाभलोचना नवचम्पकपुष्पाभनासा दण्डविराजिता ताराकान्तितिरस्कारी नासाभरणभासुरा कदम्बमञ्जलीक्लुप्ता कर्णपूरमनोहरा ताटङ्कयुगलीभूता तवनोडुपमण्डला पद्मरागशिलादर्श परिभाविकपोलभूः नवविद्रुमबिम्बश्रीन्यक्कारिरदनच्छदा शुद्धविद्याङ्कुराकार द्विजपङ्क्तिद्वयोज्ज्वला कर्पूरवीटिकामोदसमाकर्षति गन्धरा निज सल्लाप माधुर्य विनिर्भसित कच्छपि मंदस्मित प्रभापूर मज्जत् कामेश मानसा अनाकरित सादृश्य श्री विराजिता कामेश्वरभद्र मांगल्य सूत्र शोभित कंदरा कनकांगद केयूर कमनीय भुजान्विता रत्नग्रैवेय चिंता कलोल मुक्ता फलान्विता कामेश्वर प्रेम रत्न मणि प्रतिपणस्तनी नाभ्यालवाल रोमाणि लता फलकुचद्वयी लक्ष्य रोमलताधारता समुन्नेय मध्यमा स्तनभारतलन्मध्य पट्टबन्धवलित्रया अरुणारुण कौस्तुम्भ वस्त्र भास्वत्कटीतटी रत्नकिङ्किणिकारम्य रशनादामभूषिता कामेश ज्ञात सौभाग्य माधवोरुद्वयान्विता माणिक्यमकुटाकार जानुद्वय विराजिता इन्द्रगोप परिक्षिप्त स्मरदूणाभजङ्गिका गूढगुल्फा कूर्म कृष्ण जयिष्णु प्रपदान्विता नखदीदिति सञ्चन्न नमज्जनमो गुणा परद्वय प्रभाजाल पराकृत सरोरुहा सिञ्जाणमणि मञ्जीर मण्डित श्रीपदाम्बुजा मराळी मन्दगमना महालावण्य सेवधिः सर्वारुणानवद्याङ्गी सर्वाभरणभूषिता शिवकामेश्वराङ्कस्था शिवा स्वाधीनवल्लभा सुमेरुशृङ्गमध्यस्था श्रीमन्नगरनायिका चिन्तामणिगृहाङ्कस्था पञ्चब्रह्मासनस्थिता महापद्माटवी संस्था कदम्बवनवासिनी सुधासागर मध्यस्था कामाक्षी कामदायिनी देवर्षिगण संघात स्तूयमानात्मवैभवा भण्डासुरवधोद्युक्त शक्तिसेना समन्विता सम्पत्करी समारूढ सिन्दूरव्रजसेविता अश्वारूढाधिष्ठिताश्वकोटिकोटिभिरावृता चक्रराजरथारूढ सर्वायुधपरिष्कृता गेयचक्ररथारूढ मन्त्रिणी परिसेविता गिरिचक्ररथारूढ दण्डनाथा पुरस्कृता ज्वालामालिनि काक्षिप्त अग्निप्राकारमज्जगा भण्डसैन्यवधोद्युक्त शक्ति विक्रमहर्षिता नित्या पराक्रमाटोपनिरीक्षण समुत्सुका भण्डपुत्रवधोद्युक्त बाला विक्रमनन्दिता मन्त्रिण्यम्बा विरचित विशृङ्गवदतोषिता विशुक्रप्राणहरण वाराही वीर्यनन्दिता कामेश्वर मुखालोककल्पित श्रीगणेश्वरा महागणेश निर्भिन्न विघ्नयन्त्र प्रहर्षिता भण्डासुरेन्द्र निर्मुक्त शस्त्र प्रत्यस्रवर्षिणी कराङ्गुलिनकोत्पन्न नारायण दशाकृतिः महापाशुपतास्त्राग्निर्दग्धासुरसैनिका कामेश्वरास्त्र निर्दग्धा भण्डासुरशून्यका ब्रह्मोपेन्द्र महेन्द्रादिदेव संस्कृत वैभवा हरनेत्राग्निसन्दग्ध काम सञ्जीवनौषधिः श्रीमद्वाग्भवकूटैक स्वरूप मुख पंकजा कंठाधकटिपर्यन्त मध्यकूट स्वरूपिणी शक्तिकूटैकतापन्न कट्यधोभागधारिणी मूलमन्त्रात्मिका मूलकूटत्रयकलेवरा कुलामृतैकरसिका कुलसङ्केतपालिनी कुलाङ्गना कुलान्तस्था कौलिनी कुलयोगिनी अकुला समयान्तस्था समयाचारतत्परा मूलाधारैकनिलया ब्रह्मग्रन्थिविभेदिनी मणिपूरान्तरुदिता विष्णुग्रन्थिविभेदिनी आज्ञाचक्रान्तराळस्था रुद्रग्रन्थिविभेदिनी सहस्राराम्बुजारूढा सुधासाराभिवर्षिणी तटिल्लता समरुचिश्चक्रोपरि संस्थिता महाशक्ति कुण्डलिनी विसदन्तु तनीयसी भवानी भावनागम्या भवारण्यकुठारिका भद्रप्रिया भद्रमूर्तिर्भक्तसौभाग्यदायिनी भक्तप्रिया भक्तिगम्या भक्तिपश्या भयापहा शाम्भवी शारदा राज्ञा शर्वाणी शर्मदायिनी शाङ्करी श्रीकरी साध्वी शरश्चन्द्रनिभानना शातोदरी शान्तिमती निराधारा निरञ्जना निर्लेपा निर्मला नित्या निराकारा निराकुला निर्गुणा निष्कला शान्ता निष्कामा निरुपप्लवा नित्यमुक्ता निर्विकारा निष्प्रपञ्चा निराश्रया नित्यसुधा नित्यबुद्धा निरवध्या निरन्तरा निष्कारणा निष्कळङ्का निरुपाधिर्निरीश्वरा निराकारागमधनी निर्मला मदनासिनी निश्चिन्ता निरहङ्कारा निर्मोहा मोहनासिनी निर्ममा ममता मन्त्री निष्पापा पापनासिनी निष्क्रोधा क्रोधशमनी निर्लोभा लोभनासिनी निस्संशया संशयग्नी निर्भवा भवनासिनी निर्विकल्पा निराबाधा निर्भेदा भेदनासिनी निर्नाशा मृत्युमदनी निष्क्रिया निष्परिग्रहा निस्तुला नीरचिकुरा निरपाया निरत्यया दुर्लभा दुर्गमा दुर्गा दुःखहन्त्री सुखप्रदा दुष्टदूरा दुराचार शमनी दोषवर्जिता सर्वज्ञा सान्द्रकरुणा समानाधिकवर्जिता सर्वशक्तिमयी सर्वमङ्गला सद्गतिप्रदा सर्वेश्वरी सर्वमयी सर्वमन्त्रस्वरूपिणी सर्वयन्त्रात्मिका सर्वतन्त्ररूपा मनोन्मनी माहेश्वरी महादेवी महालक्ष्मी मृडप्रिया महारूपा महापूज्या महापातकनाशिनी महामाया महासत्त्वा महाशक्तिर्महारतिः महाभोगा महेश्वर्या महावीर्या महाबला महाबुद्धिर्महासिद्धिर्महायोगेश्वरेश्वरी महातन्त्रा महामन्त्रा महायन्त्रा महासना महायागप्रमाराज्या महाभैरवपूजिता महेश्वर महाकल्पा महाताण्डवसाक्षिणी महाकामी समहिषी महात्रिपुरसुन्दरी चतुष्षष्ट्युपचाराढ्या चतुष्षष्टिकलामयी महाचतुष्षष्टिकोटियोगिनी गणसेविता मनुविद्या चन्द्रविद्या चन्द्रमण्डलमध्यगा चारुरूपा चारुहासा चारुचन्द्रकलाधरा चराचर जगन्नाथा चक्रराजनिकेतना पार्वती पद्मनयना पद्मरागसमप्रभा पञ्चप्रेतासनासीना पञ्चब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी चिन्मयी परमानन्दा विज्ञानगणरूपिणी ध्यानध्यात्युध्येयरूपा धर्मा धर्मविवर्जिता विश्वरूपा जागरणी स्वपन्ती तैजसात्मिका सूक्ता प्राज्ञात्मिका तुर्या सर्वावस्था विवर्जिता सृष्टिकर्त्री ब्रह्मरूपा गोत्री गोविन्दरूपिणी संहारिणी रुद्ररूपा तिरोधानकरीश्वरी सदाशिवानुग्रहरा पञ्चकृत्यपरायणा भानुमण्डलमध्यस्था भैरवी भगमालिनी पद्मासना भगवती पद्मनाभसहोदरी उन्मेषनिमिषोत्पन्ना विपन्नभुवनावलिः सहस्रशीर्षवदना सहस्राक्षी सहस्रपात् आब्रह्मकीटजननी वर्णाश्रमविदायिनी निजाज्ञानरूपनिगमा पुण्या पुण्यफलप्रदा श्रुतिसीमन्तसिन्धूरीकृतपादाब्जधूलिका सकलागमसन्दोहा शुक्तिसम्पुटमौक्तिका पुरुषार्थप्रदा पूर्णा भोगिनी भुवनेश्वरी अम्बिकानादिविदना हरिब्रह्मेन्द्रसेविता नारायणी नादरूपा नामरूपविवर्जिता ह्रीङ्कारी ह्रीमती हृद्या हेयोपादेयवर्जिता राजराजार्चिता राज्ञी रम्या राजीवलोचना रञ्जनी रमणीरस्या रमत्किङ्किणिमेखला रमा राकेन्दुवदना रतिरूपा रतिप्रिया रक्षाकरी राक्षसग्नी रामा रमणलम्पटा काम्या कामकलारूपा कदम्बकुसुमप्रिया कल्याणी जगती कन्दा करुणारससागरा कलावती कलालापा कान्ता कादम्बरी प्रिया वरदा वामनयना वारुणी मधुविह्वला विश्वाधिका वेदवेद्या विन्ध्याचलनिवासिनी विधात्री वेदजननी विष्णुमाया विलासिनी क्षेत्रस्वरूपा क्षेत्रेसि क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञपालिनी क्षयवृद्धिविनिर्मुक्ता क्षेत्रपालसमर्चिता विजया विमलावन्त्या वन्दारुजनवत्सला वाग्वादिनी वामकेशी वह्निमण्डलवासिनी भक्तिमत्कल्पलतिका पशुपाशविमोचनी संहृता शेषपाषाण्डा सदाचारप्रवर्तिका तापत्रयाग्निसन्तप्ता समाह्लादनचन्द्रिका तरुणी तापसाराज्या तनुमध्या तमोपहा चितिसत्पदलक्षादा चिदेकरसरूपिणी स्वात्मानन्दलवीभूता ब्रह्मा ज्ञानन्दसम्प्रतिः परा प्रत्यक्षितीरूपा पश्यन्ती परदेवता मध्यमा वैखरीरूपा भक्तमानसहंसिका कामेश्वर प्राणनाडी कृतज्ञा कामपूजिता शृङ्गाररससम्पूर्णा जया जालन्धरस्थिता ओड्यालपीठनिलया बिन्दुमण्डलवासिनी रहो यागक्रमाराज्या रहस्तर्पणतर्पिता सद्यप्रसादिनी विश्वसाक्षिणी साक्षिवर्जिता षडङ्गदेवतायुक्ता षाड्गुण्यं परिपूरिता नित्यक्लिना निरुपमा निर्वाणसुखदायिनी नित्या षोडशिखारूपा श्रीकण्ठार्धशरीरिणी प्रभावती प्रभारूपा प्रसिद्धा परमेश्वरी मूलप्रकृतिरव्यक्ता व्यक्ता व्यक्तस्वरूपिणी व्यापिनी विविधाकारा विद्या विद्यास्वरूपिणी महाकामेशनयना कुमुदाह्लादकौमुदी भक्तहार्दतमो भेदा भानुमद्भानुसम्प्रतिः शिवदूती शिवाराध्या शिवमूर्तिः शिवङ्करी शिवप्रिया शिवपरा शिष्टेष्टा शिष्टपूजिता अप्रमेया स्वप्रकाशा मनोवाचामगोचरा चिशक्तिश्चेतनारूपा जडशक्तिर्जडात्मिका गायत्री व्याकृति सन्ध्या द्विजवृन्दनिषेविता तत्त्वासना तत्त्वमयी पञ्चकोशान्तरस्थिता निर्सीममहिमा नित्ययौवना मदशालिनी मदगूढितरक्ताक्षी मदपाटलगण्डभूः चन्दनद्रवदिग्धाङ्गी चाम्बेयकुसुमप्रिया कुशला कोमलाकारा कुरुकुल्ला कुलेश्वरी कुलकुण्डालया कौडमार्गतत्परसेविता कुमारगणनादाम्बा तुष्टिः पुष्टिर्मतिर्धृतिः शान्तिस्वस्तिमती कान्तिर्नन्दिनी विघ्ननाशिनी तेजोवती त्रिनयना लोलाक्षी कामरूपिणी मालिनी हंसिनी माता मलयाचलवासिनी सुमुखी नलिनी शुभ्र शोभना सुरनायिका कालकण्ठी कान्तिमती क्षोभिणी सूक्ष्मरूपिणी वज्रेश्वरी वामदेवी वयोवस्ता विवर्जिता सिद्धेश्वरी सिद्धविद्या सिद्धमाता यशस्विनी विशुद्धिचक्रनिलया रक्तवर्णा त्रिलोचना खड्वाङ्गादिप्रहरणा वदनैकसमन्विता पायसान्नप्रिया त्वस्ता पशुलोकभयङ्करी अमृतादिमहाशक्ति संवृता डाकिनीश्वरी अनाहताब्जनिलया श्यामा भावदनद्वया दंश्रोज्ज्वला क्षमालादिलता रुधिरसंस्थिता कालरात्र्या विशक्योघवृता स्निग्धौदनप्रिया महावीरेन्द्रवरदा राकिण्यम्भास्वरूपिणी मणिपूराब्जनिलया वदनत्रयसंयुता वज्राधिकायुधोपेता डामर्यादिभिरावृता रक्तवर्णा मांसलिष्टा गुणा न प्रीतमानसा समस्त भक्त सुखदाहिन्यं वा स्वरूपिणी स्वाधिष्ठानाम्बुजगता चतुर्वक्त्र मनोहरा शूलाद्यायुध संपन्ना पीतवर्णातिगर्भिता मेधोनिष्ठा मधुप्रीता बन्दिन्यादि समन्विता दज्जन्नासक्त हृदया काकिनी रूपधारिणी मूलाधाराम्बुजारूढा पञ्चवक्त्रास्ति संस्थिता अंकुशादिप्रहरणा वरदादिनिषेविता मुग्धौ धनासक्तचित्ता साकिन्यं वा स्वरूपिणी आज्ञाचक्राग्रनिलया शुक्लवर्णा षडानना मज्जा संस्था हंसवती मुख्यशक्तिसमन्विता हरिद्रार्णैकरसिका हाकिनी रूपधारिणी सहस्रदलपद्मस्था सर्ववर्णोपशोभिता सर्वायुधधरा शुक्ला संस्थिता सर्वतोमुखी सर्वोदरप्रीतचित्ता याकिन्यं वा स्वरूपिणी स्वाहा स्वधा मतिर्मेधा श्रुतिस्मृतिरुत्तमा पुण्यकीर्ते पुण्यलभ्या पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना पुलोमजाचिता बन्धमोचनी बन्धुरालका विमर्शरूपिणी विद्या व्यदाधिजगत्प्रसूः सर्वव्याधिप्रशमनी सर्वमृत्युनिवारिणी अग्रगण्या चिन्त्यरूपा कलिकल्मषनाशिनी कात्यायिनी कालमन्त्री कमलाक्षनिषेविता ताम्बूलपूरितमुखी दाडिनी कुसुमप्रभा मृगाक्षी मोहिनी मुख्या मृडानी मित्ररूपिणी नित्यतृप्ता भक्तनिधिर्नियन्त्री निखिलेश्वरी मैत्र्यादिवासना लभ्या महाप्रलयसाक्षिणी पराशक्ति परानिष्ठा प्रज्ञानघनरूपिणी मार्गीपानादसामर्था मातृका वर्णरूपिणी महाकैलासनिलया मृणालमृदुलोलता महनीया दयामूर्तिर्महासाम्राज्यशालिनी आत्मविद्या महाविद्या श्रीविद्या कामसेविता श्रीषोडशाक्षरी विद्या त्रिकूटा कामकोटिका कटाक्षकिङ्करी भूता कमला कोटिसेविता शिरस्थिता चन्द्रनिभा बालस्तेन्द्रधनुप्रभा हृदयस्यारविप्रख्या त्रिकोणान्तरदीपिका दाक्षायणी दैत्यमन्त्री दक्षयज्ञविनाशिनी दलान्दोलितदीर्घाक्षी दरहासोज्ज्वलन्मुखी गुरुमूर्तिर्गुणनिधिर्गोमाता गुहजन्मभूः देवेशी दण्डनीतिस्था दहराकाशरूपिणी प्रतिपन्मुख्यलाकान्ता तिथिमण्डलपूजिता कलात्मिका कलानादा काव्यालापविनोदिनी सचामररमावाणी सव्यदक्षिणसेविता आदिशक्तिरमेयात्मा परमा पावनाकृतिः अनेककोटिब्रह्माण्डा जननी दिव्यविग्रह क्लीङ्कारी केवला गुह्या कैवल्यफलदायिनी त्रिपुरा त्रिजगद्वन्द्या त्रिमूर्तिस्त्रिदशेश्वरी त्यक्षरी दिव्यगन्धाढ्या सिन्धूरतिलकाञ्चिता उमा शैलेन्द्रतनया गौरी गन्धर्वसेविता विश्वगर्भा स्वर्णगर्भा वरदा वागदीश्वरी ज्ञानगम्या परिच्छेद्या ज्ञानदा ज्ञानविग्रह सर्ववेदान्तसंवेद्या सत्यानन्दस्वरूपिणी लोपामुद्रार्चिता लीला क्लुप्तब्रह्माण्डमण्डला अदृश्यादृश्यरहिता विज्ञात्री वेद्यवर्जिता योगिनी योगदा योग्या योगानन्दा युगन्धरा इच्छाशक्ति ज्ञानशक्ति क्रियाशक्ति स्वरूपिणी सर्वाधारा सुप्रतिष्ठा सदसद्रूपधारिणी अष्टमूर्तिरजाजयित्री लोकयात्रा विधायिनी एकाकिनी भूमरूपा निर्द्वैताद्वैतवर्जिता अन्नदा वसुधा वृद्धा ब्रह्मात्मैक्यस्वरूपिणी बृहती ब्राह्मणी ब्राह्मी ब्रह्मानन्दा बलिप्रिया भाषारूपा बृहस्सेना भावा भावविवर्जिता सुखादाढ्या शुभकरी शोभना सुलभा गतिः राजराजेश्वरी राज्यदायिनी राज्यवल्लभा राजकृपा राजपीठनिवेशितनिजाश्रितः राज्यलक्ष्मी कोशनादा चतुरङ्गबलेश्वरी साम्राज्यदायिनी सत्यसन्धा सागरमेखला दीक्षिता दैत्यशमनी सर्वलोकवशङ्करी सर्वादात्री सावित्री सच्चिदानन्दरूपिणी देशकाला परिच्छिन्ना सर्वदा सर्वमोहिनी सरस्वती शास्त्रमयी गुहाम्बा गुह्यरूपिणी सर्गोपाधि विनिर्मुक्ता सदा शिवपतिव्रता संप्रदायेश्वरी साध्वी गुरुमण्डलरूपिणी कुलोत्तीर्णा भगाराध्या माया मधुमतिर्मयी गणाम्बा गुह्यकाराध्या कोमलाङ्गी गुरुप्रिया स्वतन्त्रा सर्वतन्त्रेशी दक्षिणामूर्तिरूपिणी सनकादिसमाराध्या शिवज्ञानप्रदायिनी चित्कलानन्दकलिका प्रेमरूपा प्रियङ्करी नामपारायण प्रीता नन्दिविद्यानटेश्वरी विद्या जगदधिष्ठाना मुक्तिदा मुक्तिरूपिणी लास्यप्रिया लयकरी लज्जालम्भादिवन्दिता भवता वसुधा वृष्टिः पापारण्यतवानला दौर्भाग्यतूलवातूला जरात्वान्तरविप्रभा भाग्यादिचन्द्रिका भक्तचित्तकेली घना रोगपर्वतदम्बोळिर्युच्युदारुकुटारिका महेश्वरी महाकाली महाग्रासा महासना अपर्णा चण्डिका चण्डमुण्डासुरनिषूदिनी क्षराक्षरात्मिका सर्वलोकेशी विश्वधारिणी त्रिवर्गदा सुभगा त्रयम्बिका त्रिगुणात्मिका स्वर्गा कवर्गदा शुद्धा जपा पुष्पनिभा कृतिः ओजोवती धृतदा यज्ञरूपा प्रियव्रता दुराराध्या दुरादर्शा पाटली कुसुमप्रिया महती मेरुनिलया मन्दार कुसुमप्रिया वीराराध्या विराट रूपा विरजा विश्वतोमुखी प्रत्यग्रूपा पराकाशा प्राणदा प्राणरूपिणी मार्ताण्ड भैरवाराध्या मन्त्रिणी न्यस्तराज्यतु त्रिपुरेशी जयस्येना निस्त्रैगुण्या परापरा सत्यज्ञानानन्दरूपा सामरस्य परायणा कपद्दिनी कलामाला कामदुःखामरूपिणी कलानिधि काव्यकला रसज्ञा रससेवतिः पुष्टा पुरातना पूज्या पुष्करा पुष्करेक्षणा परञ्ज्योतिः परन्धामा परमाणु परात्परा पाशहस्ता पाशहन्त्री परमन्त्रविभेदिनी मूर्ता मूर्ता नित्यतृप्ता मुनिमानसहंसिका सत्यव्रता सत्यरूपा सर्वान्तर्यामिनी सती ब्रह्माणी ब्रह्मजननी बहुरूपा बुधार्चिता प्रसवित्री प्रचण्डाज्ञा प्रतिष्ठा प्रकटाकृतिः प्राणेश्वरी प्राणदात्री पञ्चाशक्तिरूपिणी विशृङ्खला विविक्तस्था वीरमाता व्यत्प्रसूः मुकुन्दा मुक्तिनिलया मूलविग्रहरूपिणी भावज्ञा भवरोगग्नी भवचक्रप्रवर्तिनी चक्षुसारा शास्त्रसारा मन्त्रसारा तलोदरी उदारकी तीर्थामा वैभवा वर्णरूपिणी जन्म मृत्युजला तप्ता जनविश्रान्तिदायिनी सर्वोपनिषदुत्कृष्टा शान्तगीतागणात्मिका गम्भीरा गगनान्तस्था गर्विता गानलोलुपा कल्पनारहिता काष्ठा कान्ता कान्तार्धविग्रहा कार्यकारणनिर्मुक्ता कामकेली तरङ्गिता कनकताटङ्का लीला विग्रहधारिणी अजाक्षय विनिर्मुक्ता मुग्धा क्षिप्रप्रसादिनी अन्तर्मुखसमाराध्या बहिर्मुखसुदुर्लभा त्रयी त्रिवर्गनिलया त्रिस्ता त्रिपुरमालिनी निरामया निरालम्बा स्वात्मा रामा सुधा स्तुतिः संसारपङ्कनिर्मग्ना समुद्धरणपण्डिता यज्ञप्रिया यज्ञकर्त्री यजमानस्वरूपिणी धर्माधाराधनाध्यक्षा धनधान्यविवर्धिनी विप्रप्रिया विप्ररूपा विश्वभ्रमणकारिणी विश्वग्रासा विद्रुमाभा वैष्णवी विष्णुरूपिणी अयो निर्योनिलया कूटस्था कुलरूपिणी वीरगोष्ठिप्रिया वीरा नैष्कर्म्या नादरूपिणी विज्ञानकलना कल्या विदग्धा वैन्दवासना तत्त्वाधिका तत्त्वमयी तत्त्वमर्धस्वरूपिणी सामगानप्रिया सौम्या सदा शिवकुटुम्बिनी सर्व्यापसर्व्यमार्गस्था सर्वापद्विनिवारिणी स्वस्था स्वभावमधुरा धीरा धीरसमर्चिता चैतन्याद्यसमाराध्या चैतन्यकुसुमप्रिया सदोदिता सदा तुष्टा करुणादित्यपाटला दक्षिणा दक्षिणाराध्या करस्मेरमुखाम्बुजा कौलिनी केवलानर्घ्या कैवल्यपददायिनी स्तोत्र प्रिया स्तुतिमती स्तुति संस्कृत वैभव मनस्विनी मानवती महेशी मंगलाकृतिः विश्वमाता जगद्धात्री विशालाक्षी विरागिणी प्रगल्भा परमोद्धारा परामोदा मनोमयी योगेशी विमानस्था वज्रिणी वामकेश्वरी पंचयज्ञ प्रिया पंचप्रेत मंचादिसायिनी पंचमी पंचभूतेशी पंचसंख्योपचारिणी शाश्वती शाश्वतैश्वर्या शर्मदा शंभुमोहिनी धराधर सुधा धन्या धर्मिणी धर्मवर्धिनी लोकातीता गुणातीता सर्वातीता समात्मिका बंधुक कुसुम प्रख्या बाला वीरा विनोदिनी सुमंगली सुखकरी शुभे शाढ्या सुवासिनी सुवासिन्यर्चन प्रीता शोभना शुद्धमानसा बिंदु दर्पण संतुष्टा पूर्वजा त्रिपुरांबिका दशमुद्रा समाराध्या त्रिपुरा श्रीशंकरी ज्ञानमुद्रा ज्ञानगम्या ज्ञानज्ञेय स्वरूपिणी योनिमुद्रा त्रिकण्डेशी त्रिगुणांबा त्रिकोणगा अनगाद्भुत चारित्रा वाञ्छितार्थप्रदायिनी अभ्यासातिशयज्ञाता षडद्वातीत रूपिणी अव्याज करुणामूर्तिरज्ञानध्वान्तदीपिका आबालगोपविदिता सर्वानुल्लङ्घ्य शासना श्रीचक्रराजनिलया श्रीमत्त्रिपुरसुन्दरी श्री शिवा शिवशक्त्यैकरूपिणी ललिताम्बिका एवं श्री ललिता देव्या नाम्नां साहस्रकं जगुः इति श्री ब्रह्मांड पुराणे उत्तरखंडे श्री हयग्रीव अगस्त्य संवादे श्री ललिता रहस्य नाम
Hello, Sairam. Wonderful vibrations with Lalita Sahasranama.
Saram, everybody. As you all know, between 12 and 1, we're going to be sharing some good memories about our mom. So we have a notepad on the table from our mom. If you wish to say a few words, please jot your name down there and keep it to 2 to 3 minutes. We want to honor everyone who wants to speak about our mom. So if anyone's interested, please, there's a pad on there. Write your names, and we'll make sure everyone gets to share their memories and experiences. Sayang.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा विघ्न विनाशक देवादिदेवा विघ्न विनाशक देवादिदेवा विघ्न विनाशक देवादिदेवा जय मां जय मां जगदीश्वरी साई मां जय मां जगदीश्वरी साई मां जय जगदीश्वरी साई जगदीश्वरी महेश्वरी साईश्वरी साई ईश्वर साई शिव शंभो ईश्वर साई शिव शंभो मैया साई
यमुना तीर श्री कृष्णा कन्हैया साई
अवधूत चेतना गुरुदेवा सत साई
अवधूत चिंतना गुरुदेवा सत्य साई
शिरडी बाबा साई करती बाबा साई
Sai Ram. Thank you, Swami, for such a wonderful bhajans. Okay, so before starting our next session, my close friend, wife Vaishali, she is going to sing one bhajan, one song on Devi Ma. Because, whatever, okay? Then after that we'll start the proceeding. Sai Ram.
ह्रीङ्कारासनगर्भितानलसिकां सौक्लीं कलां बिभ्रतीं सौवर्णाम्बरधारिणीं वरसुधां द्योतां त्रिनेत्रोज्ज्वलां वन्दे वन्दे पुस्तकपासमाङ्कुशधरां सद्भ्रूषितामुज्ज्वलां त्वां गौरीं त्रिपुरां परात्परकलां श्रीचक्रसञ्चारिणीम्.
Beautiful slokam. Just a couple of days back, I'm hearing this from Lavakusa and crying myself for how Rama felt when he was forced to leave Sita in the forest, and beautiful, so appropriate. And so many things happened, what we call this Miraculana today when the program started. Chitti Sarma Garu came, my close friend. All of you are my close friends, brothers. He is my classmate for the Vedam classes, as I said earlier. He was telling me he'll chant two suktams. I said okay, but he started chanting Ganapati Adharasesham. Okay, and because that is one of the things Rani used to like when I chant Ganapati Adharasesham, because she personally experienced in 2009 the power of Ganapati Adharasesham in Puttaparthi as well as in Hyderabad. Okay, then after that, I chant most of the times, but I don't get that vibration. Sometimes when I chant, she feels that, oh God, oh God. So, most appropriate. Then Saundari Lahari, my sister Shamagaru, chanted. That also she likes. Then Vaishali, thank you Vaishali for this. Okay, so now the next session starting. I'm thankful to all of you. I don't know how to express. It's not the vote of thanks time. And some of my close brothers, like friends, came from faraway places like Tampa, California, Georgia, Dallas, Houston, with the love on Rani. And Rani used to say always, dear hubby, there's so many people are coming. Everybody in the phone answers, Kutumba is there. Sometimes somebody says something funny name also for me. Okay. Then she says nobody bothers about me. Okay. I said everybody bothers about you. So already I started the session. Okay. In Memorial, I'll talk just 2 minutes. So take my phone. Maybe dad may be talking. Okay. So she used to say that, but you know, in Lalita Sahasranam, there are some names of Amma, Ambal, Swadhina Vallabha, then Nichyanupayini. Some meanings are there. What Ambal will do, goddess Lalitambika, what Lord Shiva wants, he won't express. Without expressing, she fulfills the desire of Lord Shiva. She is like that for me. When I'm taking shower, I used to think, today if Rani makes a coconut raita, it will be good. Because I like that coconut raita. So, by the time I come down, there will be coconut raita. I said, how did you make it? No, I thought today I will make for this. Same thing, one day I want onion pakoda. By the time I come down, there will be onion pakoda. Okay, these Swami's vibrations for her didn't stop at that place. I don't want to tell the name of the family. one of the ardent Sai devotee in this region, he got a severe neurological problem. It is an unrecoverable problem. That person with family came to visit the Swami Mandir in our house. That day she asked me, Abhi, she used to be very respectful, asked me, what shall I make? I said, think, pray Swami, and whatever Swami wishes you, you make that food. That day she made that food for this patient, for this person, whatever he likes, same food, she made it. Okay? And then another incident, all of us we know Sai Bharadwaj. In Sai community, his parents came one day when he was going through the cancer treatment. That day also, Rani made roti, chapati, sabji, everything. And Govind Bharadwaj ate that one, and Nelida, his wife, thought that, Rani, how did you make it? And he is not eating food for last 1 year. Today he ate as if his Swami's prasad, Swami is feeding him. I'm so happy. And he called after going back home. So many incidents happened. Like what I'm telling is, she's serving everybody. And when our funeral, I put in the YouTube, I forgot to make it unlisted. 1,000 people viewed that one. Now I thought, Rani, wherever you are, you should be happy this. And one day, she made a tea for me, morning. With my laziness, I'm talking to somebody. After half an hour, the tea became cold. You know, we all have male egos, one day or other, whether you like it or not. Okay? Hope she is listening. Okay? Then I said, Rani, don't you know to make it warm? She said, okay, I'll make it warm. Then immediately Swami is telling me, go and tell Rani sorry. Because husband cannot say apologies to wife because that is aikshino. Please remember. So, can say sorry. Okay? Sorry, Rani. Swami said, it's my mistake. I should not have hurt you. No, good. Happy husband, don't worry about it. Okay? So she never used to do everything, no? Sometimes people used to come, 100 people used to come. Suddenly, 50 people used to come. Varaprasad experienced here. And so many people experienced here. So I used to hesitate to ask her to cook food because her right hand works only 40%. Okay, no, most of us know here, most of our friends doesn't know that. She got a big fracture, a lot of nuts and bolts in the right hand. With that, she said, no, it's Swami's work, we'll make everybody happy. So that's how she sacrificed, she fed so many people, and she now hopefully she measures with Swami, because my grandmother's sister used to tell, nobody gone to heaven, came back and told how it is. So we all pray Swami, it's happening. Okay, everybody in the good thing. So with this I conclude. It's painful, but I'm very thankful for all of you coming and expressing your appreciation to Father Rani's life. Okay, so with that, next who? Moigar. Yeah, Bindu is a list of people. Anybody who didn't give the name to Bindu, please give the name if you want to talk. Okay, please talk for 1 or 2 minutes. Then so that everybody can talk. There are almost 15-20 people are there. And what we do is, once 1 o'clock is over, once 1 o'clock, because lunch will come by 12:45. Once 1 o'clock, everybody can still talk silently. But those who want to go early and some urgent work, so they can, in the back, they can have prasadam and go. Okay? And there are books are there. For Sindhu's wedding, we published a book on Manapandagalu in Telugu. Okay? Written by the great scholar Mylor Srinivasarao Garu, who gave almost 2,000 episodes in Lalita Sahasranam itself. So, it's a great book, and Marriage Significance also another book. So please take whatever book for family, one book they can take, each copy, but it's in Telugu. Okay? So those who doesn't know Telugu, take it and go to the Telugu person, get it translated and listen. Because it talks about significance of every festival, why you should do and how we should do. I'm thinking like somebody can help me to translate it to English. It's a great book for that. Okay, with that I conclude. Sairam. Next, my kids will take her up as a MC. Sairam.
First, to reiterate, make sure everyone does take prasadam before leaving. Every one of you know Mom. She was happiest when everyone ate to their fullest heart. So, and we have goodie bag prasadam as well. So please make sure everyone does not leave without eating some prasadam.
Saram, everybody. Before I call my father-in-law up, we just wanted to express our gratitude for all the support and love that each and every one of you has shown in the last year, and for everyone to come today. And with that, we have so many people who would like to express their love and gratitude for our mother. And so we'll start with, well, we were going to start with my dad, but he already kind of did his thing. I know my mom used to call him something in Telugu, and we were just laughing about it too. My mom called him Maikasurudu, meaning he always hogs the mic. So, and then apparently I got that nickname too because I did the same thing during the New Year's bhajans. Anyway, just to lighten the mood up a little bit. With that being said, my Guru will share a few words.
Hari Om, Sai Ram. It's an occasion where we are celebrating the memories of the great soul. I intentionally use the word celebration because yesterday we gave several tarpanas. May she be forever in heaven. May she be forever free from sins. If we have really given those tarpanas, and also if we have given them the pure heart, all the danas means the donations that Sri Kudumarao Garu has made, we really have to celebrate today. In general, the way it works in our tradition is, the mourning period is first 12-13 days, then some concession is made up to first 1 year. After that, the soul has ascended to the highest, that is humanly possible, through the karma and plus her punyas. So what we have to do in that scenario is, if we should not shed any tears after that. Now you are giving mixed signals. On one hand, you are telling her to go to heaven, and then doing the danas. On the other hand, you are telling tears, come down, please. We miss you. That is wrong. 1 year is past. We need to celebrate her now. Enjoy that we had the privilege to be her friends and family members, and children, and husband. Have sweet memories. Feel her energy among us. Now that she's in heaven, because we sent her to heaven. We intentionally told her where you are in heaven now. And I even prostrated and did namaskara to her yesterday. If we really mean it, we should observe that. You should not shed tears now onwards. Feel her presence as positive energy around you in whatever you do. Rest of your life. She is available as a devata, as energy, which means all pervading. Now it is your responsibility not to bring her down to your level. That is number one point I want to make. Because I feel very blessed to be related to her. And I want to conclude saying one verse from Bhagavad Gita. Deva dana dvija prajna pujanam Saucham Arjavam Brahmacharya Mahimsacha Sariram Tapa Uchyate Deva Dvija Guru Prajna Pujanam. First, Sarira Tapa. What is Sarira Tapa? He is doing Pujanam. Pujanam means not just sitting and saying Krishna Anuma, Rama Anuma. No. As the duty demands, attend to them. What is Devata? Atithi Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Pitu Devo Bhava. Children are also our devatas. Pati Devo Bhava. Now, in their house, they had numerous, they had 4 verses in there. Deva, Dvija, Guru, Prajna. 4 verses are there. All of them, in their house, they used to have visitors. Deva means numerous 5 sacrifices were done in their house, 5 sacrifices. Numerous bhajans were there. Guru, they dedicated their whole life to their Guru. What else can you even say? Every word they speak is about their guru. They were Dvija, Brahmins. Now just now Mayalavar Srinivas Rao garu he mentioned. Now I also remember Shanmukh Sarma garu stayed in their house. And then of course Kurtalam Swami stayed for 15 days in their house. These are not common. Any one of them, if we could do, we could celebrate our life. She did all of them. On the top of it, visitors unannounced, day in and day out. She would never complain. She would serve them with love and talk to them, make them comfortable in the house. And the biggest challenge she had in her life, if I may be permitted, Kutumbarao garu is my Villan Kudu, they call it, so I can a little bit tickle him. The biggest challenge in her life was her husband. I can say that because he would work for 12 to 15 hours per day. I'm not joking. He worked 2 shifts. It is not humanly possible to keep up with him, but she did. On the top of it, her children are all professionals, very hardworking achievers. She had to keep with them, pace with them. So her shift ends at 2 o'clock with her husband, because he sleeps at 2 o'clock, and then starts at 7 o'clock with her children. And then at 4 o'clock, visitors come. They have a few hours. And at the third shift, it is Sariram Tapa Uchyate. That's the reason I chose this word. That's what Sri Krishna Bhagavan has said. Sarira Tapa is Deva Dvija Guru Prajna. Pujanam. She did that all her life. Without break. Now, do we need to celebrate that? Can we say thank you for that? How much love she had in her heart? I'm keeping that in her heart. Now, Sariram, Brahmacharya, Ahimsa is also mentioned by Bhagavan. They are also 100% true in her life. Brahmacharya means self-control. Brahmani Charati iti Brahmacharya. In the case of her husband, family life, there is self-control. Not beyond looking. Saucham, cleanliness. The bhajan 30, this is all mentioned by Bhagavan. She has all these qualities. Sarira Tapa, she did all her life. Arjavam, straightforwardness. She would tell you what in her heart. She's always a good advisor. You know, Arjavam. So Ahimsa, never a wrong word against anybody. Never a tough language. That is Mahatma's definition. You see, Bhagavan Krishna's language. So let us all feel proud. God gave us an opportunity to walk few steps with her in life. And then tell her thank you for the energy you are supplying to us now. And we want to fulfill whatever dreams she had left. And I was fortunate enough to participate in a couple of her ceremonies, monthly ceremonies and yearly ceremonies. The children had done an outstanding job. They are already recovered. They are now taking that energy out of that infinite presence of God. So I request them to continue doing that. And we all love you for that. Hari Om. Sai Ram.
Next will be my sister and brother-in-law. They'll be saying a few words.
Amma, that's a word that a person is not around to hear anymore. But more than a mom, she was a best friend to me. I've had so many people I've interacted with in professional career and everything, but the one person I could call my best friend was my mom. And the reason why I say that is every step of the way, my school, my career, my marriage, any advice I got, it was as if Swami was talking. Eventually I figured out that it wasn't mom talking, it was as if she invoked Swami within her and Swami was talking to her. I just want to share something profound that happened in my life with her. I mean, there's so many different instances. I mean, 1 hour isn't enough to talk about it, but you know, my mom was not a Swami devotee when she got married, but she did tell my dad, if I get belief on Swami, there's no turning around. And as you all been to our house, you all know that every single Swami photo, and her heart and soul is in that place. So I never actually thought about becoming, I had dreams of wanting to become a doctor, but I didn't think it was possible for a middle-class person like me to become a doctor when I was, you know, my dream started when I was in the 5th grade. One fine day, on 8th grade, on a Friday night, we were just lying down. My mom, whenever she gets a headache, she used to like lying down on the couch, and I would lie down on the opposite side. And she just asked me, why did you want to become a doctor? And I said, physical therapist is what I wanted to become. And I said, Ma, you. And she said, what do you mean? Mom, you broke your hand, and we were in a lot of grief and sorrow at that time because you're self-sufficient, and you know we didn't know how we were going to get by. I was 10 years old at that time, and Sindhu was 7 years old. But we survived, and every time my mom had physical therapy, it was painful for her, but like the more her hand was moving down and more mobility she had, I was so happy. And I wanted to spread that happiness to everybody. And so by becoming a physical therapist, I thought that would be good enough. So my mom said, and she said this in Telugu, and so I'm going to say it. She said, "Enu kumbhasthanani kottach kade, doctor avach kada?" I was like, Ma, what are you saying? Do you think a person like me can become a doctor? And meaning, why don't you just aim high and become a doctor? So then there was no turning around. No matter how many people discouraged me, because I didn't have good grades. My dear friend Kusum knows that because she's my mentor. I didn't have good grades. My scores were horrible. My step scores were horrible. I'm not good enough. But here I am today, practicing as a physician and teaching, only because my mom supported me every step of the way to get to where I am today. And not only that, my mom loved my husband like her son. And every time I would feel distressed or whatever, my mom would say one thing: don't say anything to my son-in-law. Don't say anything about my son-in-law. He's a bangara. He's a gem. He's such a good boy. I'm not going to tolerate it. She didn't like me talking anything about him. So
that's news to me. I never knew you even talked anything negative about me to begin with.
I mean, girl talk, right? But anyway, what I'm saying is that my mom, she was a role model every step of the way, right? As a mother, as a wife, as a daughter-in-law, as a sevak, every single thing. When I went to did the SSILP program, one of the biggest lessons we learned there is, Swami teaches, you have to lead your life by example. As I was reminiscing my mom's life after she passed away last year, I said, Swami, when you said you have to lead life by example, you showed it to me personally with my mom. My mom led her life by example, so let's remember her life and see how we can lead our life by example. Sairam.
Sairam, everybody. Such kind words that my wife said about my mother-in-law, and raising two beautiful kids, having a husband like my father-in-law, just speaks volumes like that. We all have beautiful moms, and they've given all of us so much. And very rare is it that you see somebody else's mom and you say, she reminds me of my mom. And we have an example of that right here. So last year, on the 12th day, or I guess the 12th of the last day, we gave the meals on the banana leaves to everybody. We served everybody who came. And there were probably about 60 people that showed up that day. And, I was just thinking in my head, like if something were to happen to me tomorrow, like on the 12th or 14th day, how many people would actually come for that? How many people would take off and come and, eat a meal for my benefit? I'm not there anymore, just for my soul. I'm not there to see what's going on. But 60 people came, roughly maybe 70, maybe 80 people came, but during the pandemic. One lady who came, she said that she asked my father-in-law questions in the prayer room, and she came downstairs and she just had some confusion about what had happened and was a bit surprised by it all. And then she came, she had a meal with at the table, and she said everything just made sense. And then she said that she realized that Baba brought her to the house not for my father-in-law's guidance, but to have that hearty meal. So she said that you've probably never seen me before, you probably don't recognize me, and I don't expect you to, but just want to let you know that. So my father-in-law mentioned she had broken her arm, and she used to cook. If you make biryani, if you make anything, it's just very tough to make this motion in general. So she used to say that just like Shirdi Sai Baba, who used to put his hand inside and mix, she used to feel that the garita, or the utensil, was an extension of her arm and used to give her strength. So just chanting and thinking about God to be able to withstand the pain, but to think that she did that for almost 30 years was just, for me, the most inspiring thing about my mother-in-law. But Sai Ram, everybody.
Sorry, just know the call is nothing. Can you guess from where this call? From the great celebrity and almost equal to my mother, Srimati P. Silagar from Chennai. Okay, she is so much worried, so much in sadness about Rani's departure. Last 3 days she tried to contact me. Just now I said the link. I forgot to send the link to her. So we are so much indebted to Swami for one day. So many things happened for her in our house when she stayed. Vani, Andol Vani, Anmatrao, everybody knows. She is like a time bomb. And after that, she went to India and she went to Puttaparthi, told Swami, these things happened in New Jersey, Kutumba's house. She started narrating. Then Swami stopped her. In Kutumba's house, whatever happened, I know very well. You need not repeat. Okay, I've taken care of. Don't worry. So that's great. Padma Vibhushan, I think Padma Bhushan, Sister Garu also, she conveyed here. She's watching, I think, from live. Sairam.
Sairam, everyone. I guess it's my turn now. So, as mentioned, there's millions of things about Mom, and I was trying to think of what to say. As my sister said, 1 hour is not enough. Ask him. I eat his brain every day about stories of my mom. But I wanted to focus on 3 things that impacted me. One is a lesson, one is a fulfillment, and the third one is a gift. So the lesson was when I was around 9, 10 years old, and the fact that I still remember to this day shows how much of an impact. I was a kid, obviously, but we were going to go to Chuck E. Cheese for a party, and my mom already gave me some cash. It's an $8 lesson that is priceless. She gave me $5 cash and wanted me to spend it responsibly. And in my mind, all I could think about is, ooh, the more tokens I have, the more tickets I can get, the more gifts I can get. So Dad asked me while dropping me off, did you have any cash? I'm like, no. So he gave me $3 or $4 additional dollars, and I went to Chuck E. Cheese for the party, spent it, and there was a small part of me that was telling me I was doing something wrong, but I ignored it. Spent it. They didn't have tickets. I spent that buying bouncing balls. Waste of money when you look back into it. I come back home, and my mom asks me, how much money did you have, and did you spend it all? And it came out that, I asked her for money, and then I made it seem like she didn't give me any, and I asked my dad. And that day, she got so furious with me. And she yelled at me, and then she stayed silent. So a lot of, you all seen the Annapurna Devi of Amma, but for us, what we know is that when she goes silent, we have done something incredibly wrong. I remember writing even on a post-it note, "Mom, I know you must hate me right now, but please don't hate me. I won't ever do this again." And it was that value, even though it was $8, and $8 doesn't seem like that much, it was a lesson she taught me lifelong to never, one, if there's any kids, please listen, never pit your mom and dad against each other. But always, it's like every single dollar counts, and the value of including both your parents in the decisions and not trying to sneak around people's back. There are so many countless lessons like that she taught me. And I mentioned, like I wrote on the post-it note, "Mom, please don't hate me." So the second one is a fulfillment. So, all of you know what Mom went through the few months before she passed away. And during that time, we both were very interconnected. Like, it was almost like one of us could not live without the other. And I even knew in the back of my mind that I probably wouldn't even get married until my mom was fully back to normal, because I couldn't envision staying away from her. So one night, in the middle of the night, she woke me up because she had to use the restroom, and I put her back into bed, and I'm going to say this in Telugu and then give the English translation. She's like, "Sindhu, oka tallilaga saagutunnavu nannu," anandi, which means, "Sindhu, like a mother, you're taking care of me." And it felt so fulfilling to be able to give back to her everything she gave to me as a mother. That one statement just made me feel like, "Swami, you showed me what my vision and purpose in life was." And it's a dialogue I could never forget to this day, and to know that I made that impact for my mom, what else can I do? All I can do is take that forward and give it to other people. So the third one is a gift. The gift is standing right next to me. Usually after someone passes away, within a year doing marriage is a lot of punya for the soul. We even talked, like Dad was telling us, okay, let's just grieve for 3 months. Let's not think about Sindhu's marriage. We'll start looking after that. And end of November, a stranger called my dad. He wasn't even going to pick up because he didn't recognize the number and he was filled with grief. And it was my father-in-law asking my dad, "I'm looking for a proposal for my son. Do you know anyone?" Because he found a proposal online, but they were considering someone else. And so my father-in-law asked him, "Do you know anyone who can help me out?" He gave my dad's number, not because of me, just because the dad has a huge network. And so he started giving details about his son, and my dad was like, "Wait, this might be a good match for Sindhu." I didn't even think much about it. And we started exchanging details, and 10 days later we met and said yes. But every single minute after that, all I could feel is that Mom sent him to me. Mom sent this new family to me because she knew that I couldn't live without her, and that loneliness was painful. And she gave me a husband and in-laws that are there for me every step of the way. My mother-in-law who says, "Look at me as your mother, tell me whatever you would tell your mom." And that is an absolute priceless gift. So it's just, she's always been selfless, and even after her death, she stays selfless, looking to have to make sure that we're all happy. So that's just the type of person she is. Sairam. And for those who have not met him, this is my husband, Sai Srikanth. He is my gift, the best gift in my life.
Sairam. I don't know where to start, but most of you guys, got an opportunity to experience her hospitality and, her meal especially. So from last 5 months, I keep on, hearing only one word, I would have got an opportunity to at least experience one time her hospitality, but I feel a little unfortunate. But I can only say one thing, I got the best gift of my life, that is Sindhu. For that, I feel very fortunate. I pray God, she'll have a great, life. Thank you. Sign up.
Before we end, this is maybe a week or 10 days after we met. His statement, I still remember in the chat, is, "Somehow I feel your mom connected us both." It came from him before it even came into my head. So he already felt my mom's presence before he even had a chance to hear more about her.
It's little even challenging for me from last 5 months. I know that it's a happy occasion, initial days of my wedding life, married life. But, I learned from my mom, how to,
console her or give my support. She was there throughout these days when it's happy occasion and a little challenging to console her.
Sairam, everyone.
Beautiful. So the next person who would like to share their memories would be Ramamaya. Ramaya is my mom's cousin, her uncle's son.
Sairam, Simatre Namaha. So like Bindu said, she's my first cousin. All I have seen all through my life with her, right, the way I have been attached to her is only by seeing the best in her life, right? So when she got married, I was a small kid, like school-going kid. The best marriage on the earth that we probably have ever seen in our entire family. It's a big school, full of decorations. My Pedanana was a deputy superintendent of police, so she had all kinds of power in his hands, and the best marriage that we have ever seen in our entire family at that time. And when we looked at the family, right, even though it was my childhood, I still remember all of our family members were saying, oh, look how best the Lanka family is. To the extent that when we were actually sending off my sister, right, when Ranaka was going on, we call Appagindalu in Telugu, everybody is crying. And surprisingly, my Bavagaru's mother, she started crying. So you don't see it, right? So that's the feel of love and affection that has come from the entire family tree, I should say. Because she was like so affectionate. And I could see that love and affection throughout I have been around, right? So in 2000 August, I came from India to here. So August 8th was their housewarming. That's the day I started. And in September or October, I think first time I came to their home from my work. And I can't explain the love and affection that she has shown on me as if I am her own brother, right? From that day, many of you probably have seen me in various functions, bhajans, or just one evening tea for that matter, right? So I have probably been to their home 1,000 times, been part of their life in good and bad or average situations, right? So throughout. And all I can say is she has the best in several forms, marriage, the best kids, I should say. They were like disciplined, brought up in such a disciplinary way that you won't hear anything bad or evil from their mouths. I could not see them when my sister passed away, but I have been closely watching them for the past three or 4 days. Shraddha means Shraddha. What you do at this time has to be done with so much dedication and love, right? Shraddha means you have to do it like with very critical importance, right? Both of them, with the able support from their husbands, have done a phenomenal job in paying due respect to their mom. I'm so proud of you, both of you. And I have a lot of things that I can say, but I think I want to rather hear from everyone else. One thing that I want to say and conclude, being part of her family, right, from Vishnu Bhatla family, I must say that she has made the Vishnu Bhatla family very, very, very proud, and I am humbled to say on behalf of our entire family that she has fulfilled her life mission through whatever she has done. Thank you.
For those of you who don't know, Vishnubola is her maiden name.
So next we have Andavaru Hanmantra uncle. He will be saying a few words. We've known uncle and auntie for so many years. They helped us with the group raising, so we're very eager to hear what uncle has to say.
Saramal, I really don't think I'm going to tell you anything that you don't know already. The only thing that Everybody okay? Sorry. The one thing that you can always recall about Yes. The one thing that you can definitely recall about her is the ever-present smile. When you go into their house, that's what you see the first thing. When you're in their house, that's what you see all the time. And when you are leaving, once you're leaving, that's the last thing that you see. So she was full of continuous smile and happiness. If there's anything to learn from her life, that's where it is, in my opinion. She's a wonderful woman who used to make food for everyone. Whoever went there didn't go out without eating anything. So everybody has to eat her food. And her pulihora was great. So she really reminds you of someone who you have known for a very, very long time. In fact, I've known her for quite some time. But her behavior, her conduct with people that she comes across, whether they are little kids or old people like me, it was the same thing. Love and laughter and smile. So we'll miss that very much, but I think that's something that we all can try to learn from. Thank you, Sairam.
Very beautifully said, Uncle. Love, laughter, and love and smile. That's all she was about. Next we have Aryam Uncle.
Sairam, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here with you today. I've known the Kutumba family since they came to New Jersey. So it's been a long time, and they're a very loving and devoted couple. And we remember all the happy occasions that we had over the years, from various encounters, balikas, bhajans, and so on and so forth. For a while, Kutumba and I were business partners too. So, and all along we had a very intimate relationship, and Usha Garu is an exemplar of love, service, and devotion. And she earned her merger with Bhagavan. There is heaven, that's temporary. Then you're back and reborn. And then there's Vaikuntham, which is Vishnu's permanent abode, where you will be there permanently with the Lord. That's merger. And of course, very few are granted that. But she earned it with her love and devotion and service. I was always happy to go to their place because she would make some excellent pulharas. Hanumantra Garu mentioned, but there's also gutti vonkaya kura, which is stuffed eggplant, and then stuffed karela, kakarkaya, as we say. Her cooking was excellent, and also her service was exemplary. She reminded me a lot of my mother. My mother is Gandikot Lakshmi Devi, and we lived in New York since 1952. And she was also an exemplar of service. But, Usha Garu reminds me of my mother with her service, love, and devotion. So she is, as I said once before, an exemplar of all of these, and is merged in Bhagavan permanently. Sairam, thank you.
Next we have Chaganti Anantangal. We were very fortunate that he was one of the kartas that did Mom's monthly ceremonies a couple of times, and Bhokta. So he did a lot of service for Amma, so that Amma soul would get to where it's needed. So please, Uncle, come and say a few words.
Srimatri Namaha, Sivaya Gurve Namaha. Thank you for the kind words in introducing me, because it takes a kind heart to identify and introduce.
It's my honor and privilege to be here, and you have heard many people share their experiences. I've known the Kutumba family for almost 30 years now, and one of the things I want to highlight is many people talk about doing good things and they do good things. Very few of them identify what is the right thing, and she has been an embodiment of doing the right thing consistently. That is something all of you can relate. Consistency in doing the right thing. And that's what I want to highlight here. I've been seeing her for the last 30 years, and the consistency not only stayed with her, it translated into the family. And as they mentioned, for the last 1 year, I've been there many times, and you can see every month when the ceremonies were performed, the consistency with which these two kids have performed. So I'm so glad her father-in-law, who spoke first, mentioned in the very beginning that this is the time to celebrate. This is the same sentiment I share with many when the soul passes on to the next step of the journey. It's a time to celebrate. Obviously, we miss when the departure happens when the age is young. So she was very young, and that's what is the emotional aspect of it. But I echo the same sentiment that this is the time of celebration, and we have to keep her alive. He also emphasized the same thing. It is our responsibility, knowing her dearly, to keep her alive all the time. Recall all the good times, recall all the things that she has done and demonstrated to do the right things consistently. I think that's one of the greatest things I have seen, I've experienced, and I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to be a part of their family. Thank you, Saira.
Very beautifully said. It is definitely a time to celebrate her life. Next we have Guru Uncle. Guru Uncle is one of the well-wishers of our family. We've known him for many, many, many years.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste to all. Like everybody said, Anachakandi and his father-in-law, we are here to celebrate her life with memories. There are many occasions she has helped, especially when we are all followers of Kanchi Mutt. When the Kanchi Mutt had real challenges in the 16 years back, when Kudumba did not hesitate to take it right away to fix it, meaning to help us whatever he could, Usha Rani really gave him a very helping hand. The children who are now adorable, following their mother's legacy, they were very small children at that time. 16 years back, in March 2005, when we had to perform homam called Manchir Pasubada Homam, it was not only the observation of the performance was very difficult, but they made it very convenient by bringing so many people. Dr. Norigaru came, so many people from every part of the tri-state area came at the middle of the night. It started at 6 o'clock, ended at the middle of the night. We still remember when we were going back home, we were going very slow. The cop pulled over us. Why are you going so slow? Then we had to explain to him what happened. We'll still remember that. And what she did at that time, I don't know whether we will be able to do even after 60 years or 15 years or 20 years. She rolled up her sleeves and sat with him and did the puja. And Swami gave a blessing to her to do the Pada Puja on the following week. And I was planning to get the collage. You know, memories are good, but you have to see the memories sometimes. You have to show it to your children. The legacy doesn't stop with their children. It has to go to their children, grandchildren. So I was thinking that I could do that. Believe it or not, Swami was there to get it done. When I was doing, today Rohini, by the way, Krishna's birth star, today Rohini. when I was doing the pradakshina, one of the volunteer priests by name Balaji gave an prasadam, Mama, this is the flower, you want to take it. The Krishna flower, he gave it, the mala, which we are going to offer, you were here? Ram, Banu and Vidya will give it to the children. They will offer it to the Amma's, Usharani's photo on the top of her photo. That's number one. The second thing is, I went there, the priest gave, Pramod Mama in the temple, Birjot temple, he gave tenga and coconut and apple. When I was putting it into the plate today, he tells about coconut yogurt, right? Coconut yogurt is there. I don't know how many people noticed it. Coconut raita, sorry. Raita. I have not eaten it. I have eaten so many food from her. Anyway, so the main point here is, we attended her puja on 31st December 2009. 2009 started with a very nice day for us and a very nice year for us, and then on that day we could not eat. I don't know whether it was Ekadasi, I have to check up, I'm not too sure. But the next following day was a Dwadasi, so that's why I remember it could be Ekadasi also. And then we had to rush back home for the Mahapiriva's Aradhana. And on that day Pulyadarai we missed. But Krishna gave us a very big boon, very big varam for us because of Usharani. When that puja was done, we used to read the Bhagavad Gita from the Tamil book. On that day, I did not have a chance to take the Tamil book. I took from my wife the Sanskrit book. Believe it or not, Swamiji made me to happen to read easily from the Sanskrit book. From that day onwards until today, I have been reading only on the Sanskrit, the whole Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters every day. Clap goes to Swamiji and Usharani. Because on the 2010 when we went to India, there is a pramanam here. What I am speaking for Usharani's gesture, Usharani's grace. Not that she has to put a title and then do that. She does it from the back end. Today is Rohini, which is Krishna. After you finish the lunch prasadam, even if you are gone to the temple once in the morning, please go again and see that the pramanam what I am going to give you today before honoring them. On the 2010, 31st December 2009, so 2010 we went to Sringeri and Udupi. And at that time, after 6 years of Bhagavad Gita, I was reading chapter by chapter, sloka by sloka. So it so happened, on the day I went to Udupi, chapter 10, sloka 28. And then on the Sringeri, chapter 10, sloka 29 the next day. That is the only slokas, the two slokas, where back to back, Krishna says that he is like a Naga. Vasuki and an Anandasmi. You can see when you go to the temple, face the Guruvayurappan straight, just behind him, that window, one side of the window is the two slokas. We saw on the 2010, when we went there, a sarpam, 6 feet snake, crossing our car, live. The same thing happened when we came from the Sringeri too, the next day. How could it happen? Because we started reading the Bhagavad Gita sincerely, putting everything on Krishna. It all started from from his wife's puja on that day, 31st December 2009. Anandjasvi Naganam, you can go and see that. It's permanently fixed there. And 2010, the temple was not in this fashion. And they put the sloka only in 2015 or 14. Finally, when I wanted to do the collage, trust me, I could not do that at all. 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:15, I went to the Wegmans, and even the supervisors, they helped. They could not do that. I really thought that Swami did not want me to do that. Then I thought, we will try once more. He didn't know that I am doing it so honestly, or probably I didn't know that he is going to help me. Last minute it came out perfectly. The point here is, there is the photo of a person who committed to be here, who could not be here today. He is the one who taught me Gita. He would have been very proud to be here to give his blessings, but he has come in the photo form for him. Most of the photos he was filled up.
And he bought prasadam from Sringeri, and we are going to his house next Saturday, and he felt very sorry for me. He has to go for very pressing work in Stoutsburg today.
Swami brought him in photo, if not in person. There is so many things to talk about it. I can't do it face to face because we don't have time, but I will tag Kudumba in the Facebook. You can watch that. So we will give the prasadams now. We will give the prasadams 2 minutes. Please come here. Come here. So this is the photo collage. Come here. One for each. I know that you do not. That's right. I was planning to do only one, but then Swami made it to have it.
All of you can see. Okay, this is the thing. It's called Mahanyas Purka Manju Paspat Rudrabhishekam. Started 4:30 in the afternoon, went up to night 12 o'clock. This is to release Kanchi Shankaracharyas from jail, which they were doing. I want to go and just die myself, fighting for that time. And this is what happened. And ironically, Kanchi Shankaracharyas were arrested on 2004 Diwali day. That day, Thursday, how I remember that day, Vedamandir is not available for bhajans because of Diwali. That center bhajans happen in our home. Okay. And because of this Manju Paspatam, His Holiness Sri Jayendra Sar Swamiji, who got Siddhi, he sent so many gifts with shawl, everything. You know, when they arrived, that year 2005, November 23rd, Swami's birthday time. Anyway, Swami's birthday bhajans in our home that time, and we kept in the Swami chair. And one more thing, Rani, when I got in touch with the Kanchi organization in year 2000, then I became active along with the Sai organization. Rani used to tell me, dear husband, we believe Swami as everything. Why do we go to Kanchi organization? Then I said, Swami is a God, Father, Mother, everything for us, and Kanchi Shankaracharya is Acharyas for us. Because Adi Shankara tradition, I love them. Then after a couple of months, Swami came in our dream. She wanted to ask Swami, what is the future of Bindu and Sindhu? Before asking, Swami says, when you ask question, I am Kanchi Swami. When I am answering, I am Baba. Then he said, one will become engineer, one will become doctor. He didn't say who will become what. Okay, so that's how it happened. Then she never objected me to go to Kanchi organization. Then whenever programs happen in our home, or spiritual Sanatana Dharma things, she used to give full cooperation. Okay, so for her, as I mentioned, till we removed the life support, she kept Swami's Sivalingam photo stick to her chest with a tape. So we need to pull it out. I kept it near my table in the office room. I'm very blessed.
Yakandaya Kalyana Nidaye Nidayedinam Sri Venkatanivasaya Srinivasaya Mangalam. We have Bridgewater Temple Venkatacharya Prasadam and also the Satyanarayana Swami Prasadam and Krishna Prasadam offered to Usharani Garu.
So now I have the honor and privilege of giving the shawl, which came as a prasadam.
Yeah. Kanchi is a prasadam. Kanchi.
Kanchi prasadam.
Thank you very much.
One second. Okay, one more. Just.
Ram, come.
Oh, you did it. One more.
So I'm very blessed to have Ram here. He is one of the senior students come auditors in the Veda class for our Mani uncles, Sanatana Dharma Mani. Banu is my partner once, my business partner. So because of her and her partner, we are here now. Today I could spend some money. Okay, next. Sorry, it's getting a little delayed. Hope it's okay for everybody. Okay? And as I mentioned, those of you who want to just go and some other pressing work, so prasadam is ready there behind. They can take slowly, silently go and take prasadam and take goodie bag and some books here. And we also have Shri Baba, Satsai Baba photos, which you may not see anywhere. Okay, this is Baba's life story. Okay. And we have Shri Baba's different incidents in his life photos. And one of my good friends in Chennai, Mani, he made it and he sent it to me. Then we got it laminated everything. So please take one each at the beginning. If more left over, please take as many you want. Okay, if we not enough, if you send me an email, then I'll make more and distribute. This is my life, okay? And Pandagalu books also there. Please help yourself.
Next, who wants to share their memories is Kusum.
Just a little thing about Kusum. She is one of the most robust, dynamic persons I've ever met. And she is my mentor in my journey to medicine. I think I'm like literally following in her footsteps. But here's Kusum, who's going to share a few words about my mom.
Sairam. I think Auntie has known me since I was a little girl. Since I came to America, Auntie has been a mother to me, then Bindu Sindhu. She's always, when are you starting medical school? How is medical school going? When is Bindu going to start medical school? At Bindu's wedding, she's like, I want to see your marriage first. You should be getting married too. Like really like a real mother raised me. I think one of the biggest lessons and one of the best memories of mine and a trait of Auntie that I just want to share with everyone is her grace. You know, I saw Auntie as a patient. I've never seen a patient as her. Utmost respect for me, even though she's seen me as a child. She didn't question my judgments. She didn't question any doctor's judgments for that matter. Just immense belief in Swami, that Swami is guiding her through, guiding her body through. She was just so, she didn't complain. She didn't complain to Sindhu and I were there the whole night with her in the ER. She didn't say a word to her, a word to me. Even my nurses are like, Dr. Punjabi, your heart rate's going up, but she's not complaining at all. She was just so much grace in the way she carried herself. She didn't want me to see her spit or her drool. Like she was just so proper. And I'm like, Auntie, today you're my patient. You can ask me for anything, demand, complain, scream, not a word. Ultimate grace. And we've all seen it when we've gone to their home for New Year's bhajans, right? There's hundreds of people there running around, up and down in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the basement, and Auntie just maintains her grace with so much love and affection to every person. And that is one of my best memories of her. I see that in Bindu and Sindhu now, I see it in the family. And I'm only going to remember Auntie as the most graceful woman that I have ever met in my life. Sai Ram.
So part of the grace where she gets that is her full surrendering to Swami. As Kusum was saying this, it reminded me while she was going through chemo and even the breathing problem, she told Dad, and I'll say it in Telugu, Yarandi, Swami Visham Teeskomanna Nen Teeskunta. Swami Visham Teeskunte Taggutundante saying, even if Swami tells me to take poison, I'll take poison. That's the level of surrender. We always hear about Sashtanga Saranagati. She did that. Everything was Swami, and that's what gave her that grace and decorum that Kusum was just talking about. It was, in her mind, everything is Swami.
So next we have Krishna Yakirala uncle and Padma Yakirala aunt.
Om Sri Sai Ram. A divine soul, dear to the Lord, is called by the Lord and reached his lotus feet. Bindu and Sindhu, she'll be blessing from the Vaikuntham, as elders said. Remember that she will be guiding you in your spiritual journeys. A great soul who has given great support to Kutumba Garu in all the spiritual activities, wonderful family. Whoever visits that Sai Sadan will feel the divine presence of each and every person in the family, full of love, full of vibrancy, full of that surrender and saranagati to the Bhagavatas. Very few families we see, we love the Lord, Bhagavan. Only some people can take care of the Bhagavatas also. And Rani Garu is one such great soul, and the entire family who have taken care of the Bhagavan and the Bhagavatas at the same time, in all respects, in all spiritual activities, with so much selfless love. And anybody who goes into their home gets surcharged with that love. Om Sri Sai Ram.
Saira, I'll keep it very short and sweet because she's also one of the sweetest person that I came across. I think I will say a small story which is very relevant. When I was a child, I used to wonder what will happen after a person dies and where do they live. I don't know whether it is true or not. My father gave me a small story which I still believe it is true. He used to say great souls merge into Bhagavan and they become angels who cross across the world all through 24/7 and keep on blessing. Tatastu Devatas. So I feel that she also is an angel who is looking through all of us, blessing us, will always be with you and all of us, and we can access her as an angel and ask anything to her, it will be fulfilled. Thank you. Sai.
Next we have Krishna Prayaganko. He was also, we were very lucky that he also was a karta for one of the months, for the monthly ceremonies from so we were very fortunate for that.
Offering my pranams at the Divine Lotus feet. A celebration, a tribute, an offering of love. Such a great soul. I feel her as my mother only, because as many of you mentioned, mother always looks at whether you eat or not. She feeds everybody with love and of course the smile all the time. And the beautiful thing is that whenever we go, we get that solution, like we get that what we call an answer. And difficult times when we go there, and always that encouragement or the bharosa that she gives are of course Kutumba Garu and the family. We are very fortunate to be part of that family, and we pray to Bhagavan. She is with Bhagavan, that please bless all of us from wherever you are. And they're such wonderful kids, of course, loving kids. And I pray to her that please be with us all the time. Bless us. Sai Ram.
Next we have Shambhu Garu. He flew all the way from Florida this morning to be with us on this occasion of my mom's memorial. He's one of my dad's customers and also a very good friend of my dad. Whenever I think of him, I think of, well, I mean, there's so many memories, but the one beautiful memory that we share in common is he along with us, ate the last meal that our mom ever cooked. I still think about that yummy taste of tomato papu and majig pulsu. I don't remember the pachadi, but tomato papu and majig pulsu.
Sairam. My story, my memories is going to be a little funny, and 50% is unexpressible feelings. Last 2020 February, this happened. So one of my friend, he lives here. Actually, I am from Tampa, and always I come here on business work, and I come in the morning and I go. I don't know any places in New Jersey. So all the time whenever I have my friends, like Kutumbarao Saru and Antarao Saru, or other friends, they pick me and drop me at airport. So that day, one of my friend here wants to start a new venture. So basically, I'm from pharmaceutical. So then he said that, hey Sham, I need your guidance and inputs. So can you please come and explain about how much what it takes and what is advantages, disadvantages, and pros and cons. Then I said okay. So then I came here. I made a reservation on February 29th last year, 2020. So then I called February 28th, Kutumbarao Saru, hey, I'm coming to New Jersey. Then he said that, oh, you're coming New Jersey, you are not coming. So then I don't know what to say this. So I told him that I have a meeting, but I don't know how long it takes. Actually, that is another reason. My friend told me after our meeting, we'll go to the lunch. So I'm a non-vegetarian. So if I take non-vegetarian lunch, then if I come to here, so then I need to go to the Sai Mandir, which I don't want. So then I told him, sir, I don't know how long it takes. I may come or I may not come. So then my friend told me, let's meet my other friend, meeting. We will meet at 10 o'clock. So that day I woke up at 3:30. So my flight was 6 o'clock, but boarding is at 5:20. So then he told me we will meet 10 o'clock. So I landed that day in New York, so 9 o'clock. So then I took the Uber, then that showing that arrival time is 10:30. So then I called my friend, hey, you said that 10 o'clock, and so I'm reaching at 10:30, is it fine? Oh, no problem. So then I reached 10:30, then I said, let's start discussion. Then he said, oh, I'm waiting for my two more friends. So then they came at 11 o'clock. So then we started that the project. Then he offered me coffee and little snack. So since I thought that I'm gonna miss the meeting, I'm late. So that's the reason I didn't take even any coffee at airport. So I thought, let's focus on the meeting to reach 10 o'clock. So then his friends came 11 o'clock. Then we started project discussions and everything I explained. It took almost 2 o'clock. So then they said that in between, after completion of our meeting, we will go to the lunch. So I thought that I was so hungry because I didn't eat anything except the coffee and light snack. So then he said that after the discussion, he asked his friends, oh, are you hungry? Then they said that, oh, we are not hungry. So then I am hungry, but I could not express to them. I'm headache also because continuously talking, discussing on the project, everything, whatever the questions they had, they asked me, I answered everything. So then finally they said that, oh, we are not hungry. Then he told me that, oh, we are not hungry. Oh my God, okay. Then I thought that I came outside, let me call my friend. So then I came to washroom, then I called Kutumbarao sir. Sir, my meeting was over, I am coming to your place. Okay, no problem. So then they told me, hey, I wanted to go to my friend's place, can you drop? They said that we have other work. So then again, they said that we're going to book Uber. They're going to book Uber for me. I said, don't worry about it, I book Uber. So then it came then from their house to Kudumba house, I reached around 3:30. As soon as I came to Kudumba house, then I met, I went straight. For me, first of all, everybody is, for me, she's not Usha Rani, she's for me Annapurna Matalli. So I always, Annapurna Matalli. So then as soon as I met her, then she and Kudumba asked, then I met Bindu Sindhu also. So then immediately they asked after how you are doing, are you recovering thing. Then first question they asked me, did you eat? I said, thank God, I'm so headache, severe headache. Then while coming to my friend's place to Kudumba house, I was thinking, I don't know any vegetarian restaurants nearby. So that's the reason I thought some food I can get somewhere, in Kudumba house. With that confidence, faith, I just told, I'm coming. So I didn't take anything in between. So then as soon as she asked, Sanamudam Talli, did you eat? No, I'm hungry. So then she told, hey, today, after a long time, I cooked. I went in kitchen, I cooked tomato pappu, majika pulsu, then one roti pachadi, at the unkai, roti pachadi. So then with and ghee. So then another two friends joined. Already they had also lunch, but they told that, since you cooked, then we are also going to join with Sham. So then I ate even up to dinner because my flight was in the evening. So I'm reaching my home. I ate lunch and I ate dinner also. So this moment I never forget in my life, because that day my head was severe, pain, even, because I was so hungry that is speechless, and I cannot express the words the way that day I felt after had lunch. And, Kudumba sir. Amma, I never forget. I hope still you are here somewhere. I believe you, physically you are not here. I believe always that you are here somewhere. Thank you.
Saram Shyam, he came all the way from Tampa, Florida. He is my customer, so I need to respect him. The customer is God for me, but more than customer is my younger brother. And please remember, that is the last day Rani cooked food for all of us. Okay, after that, no way. And that time, Shyam was there, my another close friend, Marepalli Hanumantara was there, and another friend from Vijay Ambati from Bombay, he's a businessman, he's there. So Hanumantara Marepalli also suddenly died on that within 1 month. Okay, then this Vijay Ambati helped me to merge Rani's ashes in Ujjaini, Mahakaleshwar, Shipra river, and a lot of things happened. Say how Swami assembles programs, we don't know. So they are like a family, I never treat him as a customer, okay? Even though...
Me neither.
Okay, so thank you very much, Shyam, for coming all the way.
Thank you all. Sorry for if I get bored you.
Just a little tidbit, before Shamgaru came to the house, we were all eating lunch and my dad said, I think Swami was giving him vibration. Are you sure there's enough? I think Shamgaru is probably gonna come to our house for lunch. So we somehow had more than enough food. So Swami takes care of everyone like that and he uses us as an instrument.
Majjiga pulusu, tomato pappu. that day.
With that being said, next we have Uma Pandey uncle.
And Uma gave me life for 1 year after I lost my job in Intel Group, Sanova, in year 2000. The day after Guru Pravesh, I had no job. My parents were crying, everybody crying, some unfortunate events. But Swami is taking care of through Uma Pandey for support me for 1 year. And he is like another, my younger brother. He can be like more than a brother. I cannot say Ji, Uma. I can command him. Okay. And he is very famous in Gayatri Parivar. thanks to him, I could visit Santi Kunj, and I have an interaction with Sri His Holiness Pranav Pandeyji, and so many events happened. So Baba made me to connect with so many divine persons, and he is one such a soul for me.
Thank you, Kutumba. You're so kind. See, everyone has said so much about Rani. I mean, I think I've known this family, I think all the way till 1997, maybe 96. So we've seen them grow. We've seen the kids grow. I've seen the good times, the bad times, the hard times, all sorts of times. And what I remember always, as everyone knows, the cooking is a very, everyone experienced it. I especially remember one incident where I go to their house. Kutumba was not doing very well at those times. And surely it was somehow I reached there at the time of lunch or maybe little after lunch. Even though I didn't need lunch, but they were eating it, so they said, would you like to join? I said, sure. I said no, but then she insisted. I joined. So later on I realized that this is not that good time. How come I eat? But there was no the expression of love, you can say, that everyone experienced Rani's, that was immense, just immense. And also during so many bhajans and New Year's parties, I'm saying bhajans, those times, we'll see that the Rani would always stand right next to the buffet and she'll make sure that everyone eats. I've asked her many times, would you like to have something? She says, no, I'll take when everyone has fed. So that's kind of very nice of her, and that's something which I always remember. My wife, she likes her tamarind rice a lot, so whenever we go there, she'll make sure that we get the tamarind rice. And guess what? A month ago, my wife tells me in the morning that I saw Rani in my dream, and she came and she's talking about this tamarind rice. So what do you think of this? I mean, why don't you call Kutumba and ask? Then I said, I thought about it and I said, you know what? It's about almost a year now. So maybe this is her way of remembering you, or offering you, or saying, connecting with you. So I think we are very helpful. We are very thankful that we met such a person. So I'm also very thankful that I met Kutumba and the kids and Rani through all those years. And sincerely thank you. Thanks a lot. And all the good luck, all the best of luck to the kids. Because one thing you can always carry forward, as we said, celebration. The question comes, how do we celebrate? Celebration is not just like, Diwali, Pataka type celebration. Celebration is like, take the good qualities, imbibe within yourself, and become another living example, just like your mother is. So that, as your husband was saying, right, if I die, how many people will come to me? So become a role model, so automatically things will happen. That's all I have to share with you. Thank you.
Next we have Rishi, who wanted to say a couple of words about Mom as well. And I don't think Rishi needs any introduction.
Sairam everyone, thank you for this opportunity. Kutumba uncle has been like a father to me and a mentor, and I've gone to him for advice on so many topics in life. And of course, every time I would go to Auntie and Uncle's house, even if it was a quick stopover, as late as March of 2020, I went just to pick up a couple speakers for the Mahashivratri Akhanda Bhajan. I went to go pick up the speakers and I was in a rush because it was before Thursday Bhajan at Ved Mandir. And Auntie was like, from her bed, she asked Uncle to make sure I was fed before I left the house. And I'm like, I have to go, I'm going to be late for Bhajan, I have to go there and set up the sound. And Auntie was like, at least pack something for him in a dabba and send it with him. And even when I went back and dropped off the speakers, Auntie was, still in bed, and made sure that every time I came to their house, whether it was for a bhajan session or to set up, or even if it was just to like hand off something to uncle or pick up something, and even if it was an in and out like 2-minute thing, Auntie made sure that I never left the house on an empty stomach. And so I'll always remember her for that. And of course, her pulihora was out of this world. And we'll always really miss that, Saira.
Thank you, Rishi. Funny story about pulihora. Everyone loves her pulihora except for me.
And me, the tamarind one. Reason is, when I was younger, apparently I ate a lot of it, and I got sick, something, but I eat it, but not too much. Although, Rishi, I did learn how to make it just like Mom does, so maybe 90% there. If you want it, I'll make it one day.
No joke. Like her wankai kuda and pulihora taste just like Mom. So if anyone ever wants to eat Mom's pulihora, she's right there. So next we have Sushma Auntie. Sushma Kanyala Auntie.
Sairam, everyone. Everybody has said everything. One thing I remember really well what your mother is like. For one of the New Year bhajans, we came early, and she was actually making pulihara with her sari spread, and on the floor, and she was like mixing it for like about 300-400 people, and I was amazed because you only see those like in India at the weddings, cooks making those. And sorry, I didn't know that she had an accident and she had a problem with her hand, and I'm like really surprised. And I was always amazed, anytime when we had like 50 people in the house, the whole day I'll be working and I'll be so exhausted to even wish the guests. And after doing so much work, cooking for like 300-400 people, she always had a smile on her face. That's something I can never forget, always. And I think Sindhu actually took after her, always smiling. Not that Bindu doesn't smile, but I think Sindhu is always smiling, Rani.
Yeah, that is her thing.
Yeah.
She always begs me to smile.
Yeah, there are a lot of things, haven't really spoken much with her, but I've been to your house for I think 10 years for New Year's bhajans, and she came to our house for my son's Upanayana. And one thing I always admired about her is, she was a perfect Ardhangini. It is very difficult to keep up with your dad. With all the things that he does, and to have a smile on your face and take care of everything. And that's something I think I will carry forward, I will try to practice in my life. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Next we have Neela and Arya, who wanted to say a few words.
Saira, sorry, Arya had to step out for a my humble pronouns at the Lotus Feet of Bhagavan Sairam. I'm very fortunate, Arya and I were very fortunate to participate in a lot of bhajans and pujas of Kudumba and Usharani. That was some time back when we were in New Jersey. And from the first time, it struck me, Usharani was always there behind the scene and always very loving. We heard everybody say that, but very loving, very steady. I've never seen her, even when so many people were there, pujas were going on, and she never wavered, and she was, for parents, I would say, that peace and patience, love, I can't describe it. I have noticed her from day one, and always struck with me. Whenever I think of Usharani, I see her smiling face. There's an effulgence that comes out of her, and I could feel it, the positive energy she's radiating wherever she is. So I'm happy that I did mention that to her, you are behind everything. Whenever we were there, because she was always making sure we feed everything. She packed food for us when we were driving back. We even slept over one day when the it ended a little late. We were worried. She said, insisted that we stayed over, and she cooked breakfast for us. And she's like Annapurna, and not only Annapurna, I think of her like Mahalakshmi. She was behind everything, and she shared some Tindora cooking. That's the first time I tasted that. And she also, we had a talk overnight when we were sleeping over there. She shared some advice about, about how she talked to her daughters. And I was talking to her about my daughter, how we, how we handle it. So a lot of advice, ever loving, ever happy, ever full of service and love. That's what I have in my memory. I like to keep it, loving face and memories always there. Thank you. You have done a wonderful job, and she'll be very proud of both of you.
Next, we're down to the last couple of people. Champa Auntie wants to say something.
Om Sai Ram to everyone. So much has already been said, good things about Usha Rani, which are all true. And I feel her presence. I think she's here with us because as Annapurna Mata, because the focus of all the people has shifted to that section of the room. Anyways, my memories of her have been as a very unassuming, loving, sharing, caring, gracious woman. And I do believe that she was the anchoring, the stabilizing anchor in the Kutumba household. She is the one I think is responsible for turning 22 Tanner Drive into the temple it was and is. So the soul is eternal, and so Usha Rani lives on. Sign out.
Next, we have Rakesh Uncle. Who wants to say a few words? Is Rakesh Uncle here? Okay, while waiting for Rakesh Uncle, we have my dad's really close friend's son who flew all the way from California with his wife to be here, so he would like to say a couple of words.
Yeah, namaskaram auntie. So, I actually was in two minds to speak initially because I didn't, after hearing, I know very little about auntie, and I visited Kutumba uncle's house once with my father, and this second time, and this is my third or fourth time. So on the occasions that I've come to visit uncle's house, I could sense auntie's prema or love. That's the first time she's ever met me in her life or my life. And after hearing auntie's stories before, I signed up for this with my very primitive experiences. But I was going to take a step back. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to share because I felt that moment was real, where she was, she was very loving and I was saying it's enough, and she was still asking, go ahead. Dosa is one of my favorite food that I eat, and that kind of shows that's the first time that I've ever interacted with her. And to show that kind of love and being kind and perseverant, because I think that's greatness in auntie. Thank you a lot for giving me that.
So we have Rakesh Uncle. About Rakesh Uncle, what started as a business-client partnership has become a really strong brother bond for my dad and an uncle bond for us. So he'll be saying a few words about my mom.
Hello everyone. As we met Kutumba Garu in 2009, and what started as a business became friendship, and now as a family relationship. I remember Rani ji as a very nice individual, always happy, and whenever I go to Kutumba's house now, it does not look a complete house. Still have to get used to her absence. We miss her, and thank you, Rani ji.
Next, we have
Next we have Dad again.
Sorry, with Rakesh Grover, there is one miracle I want to narrate. When he was working in a pharma company as a president in Sigma Pharm, that is, they have a crucial work for FDA submissions. So Saturday, Sunday night, full night I was working there. But as a vendor, I need not work. But as a customer satisfaction, Swami says always, I made it a point like I want to help them out. See that be a supportive person. And night 4 o'clock I was sleeping with 2 chairs in their office and he took the photo. It's a very funny photo, even today I can take a memorial. Then early morning 5 o'clock I came back home and slept. I woke up. Rani said in Telugu there is a word called Kanchi Karuda Seva. That means useless work. So Rani said, are you getting something? Because you struggled hard, you left the family behind these 2 days, 3 days. What is the benefit you are getting, Because it's a customer, vendor. I said, Rani, don't worry. It's Swami's work, Swami will take care of it. Again, that day afternoon I slept it. I woke up around 5 o'clock. Somebody knocks the door. This Dr. Rakesh Grover enters. He brings a cover, envelope, with a check inside it. He goes directly to Rani and gives to her. That is a big amount. So his company want to appreciate Rani's support to me for all the work, which I'm not supposed to get anything. I said, no, I don't like to take any check from you. He forced me to take it. There are some witnesses also there that day. So that's how Swami listens everything. And most of you may not know, in 96, I want to bring Rani for a bhajans to Vedamandir. She used to say, why are you bringing me to the place which I don't want to come? Just one letter I wrote to Swami in 97, May time. Swami, please take care of Rani and Bindu Sindhu as your devotees. That letter still didn't reach Swami, just I mailed it. The next day, she became Baba devotee and she has more faith on Swami till her death, surrendered to Swami. I don't know in my life I may reach that stage or not, I don't know. That much she is devoted. So this Rakesh Grover incident is that one, sorry, Sairam.
Next up is Prasad Lakraj uncle. The way I remember Prasad uncle, hold on Dad, hold on. It's not your turn anymore. The way I remember Prasad uncle is I couldn't remember his name when my dad introduced us to him. So I'm like, Dad, is this your 17-year-old lost friend? And why I would say that is because they were college friends and they reconnected in 1996 after we moved to New Jersey. So that's how I remember him. And also he taught me organic chemistry, so.
He is my close friend and we used to go to the tuition classes in my degree, undergrad, intermediate, together. And now he is a visiting professor in the Princeton University and he is working in Havel. What university? Sir? Georgian Court University in Havel, near to Sarvadharma Service Center. And he is, I can tell you, he is such a close friend for me, but 15-16 years we lost touch. Suddenly we got into that. And his mother-in-law, his wife also there, Shubhagar is there. His mother-in-law gave delivery to 3 of my siblings in my native place.
So that's a long introduction, so I'm going to be short. Okay? And it's also not good for Prasad to stand between you and the Prasad in the back. Okay? So I know Kumra for a very long time, and we lost touch, and then we reconnected when he came to New Jersey. I know Vishagadu, I consider her as a sister. We go to their home, and it's like going back to family. So, and her loss was very hard on all of us, and only time will heal. So, one thing I should tell you about Kudra is that even in college, he used to wear knickers. Okay? So, that one thing that people may not know. and he was a devotee of Baba even then. So thank you very much.
Last but not the least, Prasad Kalluri Garu is going to say a couple of words.
Sairam, I don't have anything to say because everything has been already said by the devotees. The only few interactions that I had with Usharani Garu is the yellow rice, pulihara. Because the way you make the pulihara is, there are certain spices you mix in the right proportion. And she was really adept at that. And she was a very loving person, ever ready to serve people. Sairam.
So before we start Aarti, I just want to do a closing memory of Mom. This closing memory is more of a request for everyone, including everyone in our family. So everyone heard about how she's Annapurna Devi. She feeds everyone who comes to the house, we know that. The other thing, and this has been touched upon so many times, is her smile. And where it's even more important is the last few months when she was struggling breathing. I mean, can anyone imagine not being able to breathe and the fire it causes inside? It's insane. None of us can imagine. Okay. But anytime anyone comes to the house, even when my sister comes, my brother-in-law, anytime any of us come, she has a smile on her face. No matter what volcano is inside of her, she has that smile. That is one of the biggest lessons I learned from her is no matter what's going on in our life, no matter what's happening inside, always greet them with a smile first, because that's what warms their heart. We can go into our problems after the smile, but like that smile is the impact she made on so many people. So that's my humble request for everyone here is no matter what, always have that smile on your faces, because that smile does change other people's lives. That's what I learned from Mom, just in hearing everything you all had to say.
So, for real, this is the last person. We have Kumar Pendupatrani uncle. I think to explain our experiences with him is like limitless, like there's no limit to it. But I think my dad's gonna hog the mic again.
Sairam, this is Kumar Penupatrani, Dr. Nidan Kumar. He also is my elder brother and he is my pranadata. Okay, without him I would not have been here today. Okay, 2003, retreat videos I am processing. That's the first time we thought of making the DVDs. I worked for 1 week. I went to Arjun Chawla's house night around 12 o'clock with Rani, because when Rani used to give me company everywhere. So sorry, anyway, by Arjun Chawla could not come, so he expressed his things, his kind of sympathies and everything. So next day when I go there, I have so much fever, pain, everything. Then I was wandering around Oaktree Road, then came back. Rani said, let's go to Kumar's house, go. I went to Kumar's house. Kumar said, Kutumba, you got such a problem. You should get surgery within a couple of hours, otherwise it will be a problem. Then I said, okay, let me go home. So he came with me to my home. I am driving my van. Then I'm waiting to see my emails. So he's telling Rani, if Kutumba doesn't get surgery in a couple of hours, he will die. Then I said, that's the reason I want to see my emails and clear any pending replies. So let me give the reply so that if tomorrow if I won't come back, it's fine. Then he took me in his Mercedes-Benz car. That's maybe first time in my life I got into Mercedes-Benz car. And he took me to the hospital. By the time his friend arranged everything, St. Peter's. And people suspected of cancer that time. By God's grace, that time, after 10 days, it's not cancer, but it's a very severe problem. Then I still think he is my pranadata. And he gave so much happy to Rani because I got saved by Swami that time. Saram. And his mother is Anjali Devi Garu. She treated me like a son till her death. And she used to tell me, Kutumba, you, Chinnarao, his brother, Kumar, if three should be together like a brothers, that will make me very happy. That is the almost last time she told me in Chennai in their house.
Om Sai Ram. I don't know what to say. Everybody has spoken so well of her. Everybody talked about her food, but I'm not interested in food right now. because the food is waiting for me. But anyways, like somebody said that her smile is always welcoming everybody at home, and she always had a nice, pleasant face, and always something really good in her face that I always attracted me, because I thought, even though she looked so young, she had a motherly face. You know, even old people also think that she has a motherly face. That is very important with this big pottu and all that. It was so impressive. So whenever I go, I had to see her first. So, and as the years went by, she was, some changes were happening to her, I believe, I don't know. Then something, suddenly this happened, and I was really shocked, and I was praying to God. Every time, whenever Kutumba calls, I'm in the prayer room, pray, please, I want to pray for her. So one time he called me, she was taking her to the hospital and all that. So he was just trying to explain to me, please don't do that, I'm praying in my puja room. So I called him later on, and he was explaining to me what is happening to her. So anyway, those were emotional things that happened to me, I personally, because I always felt like that she has a face that I can never forget. Even now I see her face, even though when I'm somewhere, even when I'm operating also I see her face. Because that's how she was. That's how she was. Such a pleasant face, I could never forget. That is my self-thinking, and always I had that feeling. That's all it is. Everything comes and goes, good or bad. Everything happens to, for everybody throughout their life, or even could happen to anyone. But anyway, whatever it is, with the kind of feeling, I want to keep those feelings with me, and I would like to cherish it. She is in heaven. We want her to bless us all and take care of their children. And I know Sindhu, Bindu, ever since they were little. And the new addition to the family, a young man, and of course, you are there too. So God bless you all. God bless you all. Hope everything works good for you all. Thank you.
Last but not least, I think Manish on here. After that, we'll do Aarti. Yeah,
I think I have the privilege to end this program, but I'll tell you, it's such a pleasure to see Usha Rani Garu and her legacy and her love flowing through her wonderful daughters here today and their husbands. It's the best thing that has happened. I'm sure she's so happy seeing this family now together. And Kutumba Garu, she has served her husband and all the activities her husband has been doing at home with so many people coming into the house. As an outsider, when I see that, I feel as a mother, as a wife, the kind of stress she had to take over. That's the memory I have about her. Very patient, yet loving. So, I convey my heartfelt feelings, and we should celebrate her life, continue to celebrate her life through your three people. Thank you. Sai Ram.
जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक सती महेश्वर जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीधरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतीका आश्रित कल्पलतीका समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय, श्री साई महाराज की जय, साई माता जी की जय। परमं पवित्रं विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थैष्टार्थ मोक्षप्रदातं विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि लीला विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि। ॐ साई ॐ ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महवे ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। साई प्रेम दे शांति दे आनंद दे बाबा प्रेम साई प्रेम दे शांति दे आनंद दे बाबा प्रेम दे। साई प्रेम दे शांति दे आनंद दे बाबा को। साई प्रेम दे शांति दे आनंद दे बाबा प्रेम शांति दे आनंद दे बाबा प्रेम दे साई प्रेम दे शांति दे आनंद दे बाबा ओ साई प्रेम दे शांति दे आनंद दे बाबा प्रेम दे साई प्रेम दे शांति दे आनंद दे बाबा साई प्रेम दे शांति दे आनंद दे बाबा प्रेम दे ओम शांति शांति शांति
Saram, such a wonderful vibrations. I cannot explain. Swami flown through all of you guys here today and supporting me. People, my friends, relatives, close, everybody came far away from California, Dallas, Houston. So my son-in-law's brother Ramesh came from Dallas, and my Neeraja's cousin Funny, who is part of our home, he came from Houston, and my close friend's son and daughter-in-law came from California, San Jose area, and some came from Connecticut, and some came from Maryland. Niranjan Indore came from, they are running a big Sai Shri Baba temple. He came from Maryland. All the things happened, very happy. And those of you, for all of us, especially for me, because after Rani's death, I'm going to wavering mind whether Swami there in the house or not. Then Swami sent so many people to confirm that yes, still that vibrations there in the house, nothing to worry. Okay, because when I said, some people may feel that I'm telling something exaggeration, but the Swami reconfirming from the people who are not devotees of Swami also, but divine people, telling that today a couple of things happened. This Swami's robe given by my dear friend Ramesh, Dr. Ramesh Naik and Sheila Naik, Auntie Sheila, Auntie Ramesh, uncle. And this robe we didn't open after January 1st, 2020. That is the last Sai Bhajans happened before Rani's severe illness, chemotherapy going on. So none of you could see Rani that day. We kept her in the bedroom. That time we opened, that day we closed it, the box. Today only we opened the box again. And when you see, all of you can see there a Vibhuti came on the robe. Swami, as soon as morning we opened, Swami shown his presence, because Swami says his miracle is nothing but his visiting cards. So his visiting card is here right now today for us to enjoy that bliss. And couple of times the flower garlands also fallen down. These are all divine presence showing that they are all part of us. Rani's soul, Swami along with Swami, they are all here. Okay, and I am thankful to each one of you. Please have a lunch prasadam and also take home as much as possible, because there a lot of food is there. We made almost for nearly 300 people. Just now the head cook, Mr. Rangabhat, asked, sending a message, everything is okay. And I'm getting a lot of feedback, that good feedback. It's like a perfect Andhra food today. Okay, and temple also, everyone in the temple management, Ramakrishna Garu, and so many volunteers, everybody helped us. So I'm individually for each one of them, I'm thankful to them, everyone. So please enjoy the food, prasadam, and take the Swami's photos if you wish, and also books.
Dad, one more thing. We're gonna put these vases here, so everyone please take how many ever flowers you want as prasadam from Baba, from Mom. We'll put them down after we're done talking.
And anyone of you can see our Mangal Sutram, everything we kept in the glass box there, near Rani's photo.
That's not, don't take that one.
Okay, sign up. Okay, don't take that box. That's a good memory for me as a husband. సారం డోంట్ క్లోజ్ ఋషి. ఏమండి నాన్నగారు అమ్మగారు మీరు ఇంకా చూస్తున్నట్లయితే ఇంక నేను డిస్కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాను. అలాగే రమేష్, ప్రసాద్, కిషోరు, అలాగే రాజేశ్వరి, మిని అందరికీ కూడా శుభాభినందనలు. రాణి మనందరితో ఉంటుంది, ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళలేదు, బాధపడకండి. అలాగే సత్యకి, ఆయమ, సత్య, పద్మజ, ఓకే అందరికి కూడాను ఇక్కడ నుంచి బ్లెస్సింగ్స్. సాయిరామ్. Sairam everyone, just quick announcement. We already ordered New Year diaries and calendars in a limited quantity. They are coming in a coming week or two from Patti. It's very tough for them also to ship it in the COVID pandemic. But I am grateful to Satsai Books and Publication Trust and Media Center, everybody. So January 1st week, we may not have budgets this January 1st because still we need to follow the COVID precautions, and then the house is like a little congested for everyone. So hopefully next year we can do. But we'll be doing like that January 1st. Anyone want to come and have a darshan of Swami and go, you are welcome in a staggered manner anytime. And during first week of January, anyone can come take the diaries and calendars whatever they want on first come first serve basis. Okay, Sairam.
ఇది నవ్వు.
ఇద్దరు చేయండి మళ్ళీ. ఇంకొకటి ఐ ఒక్కటి లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ ట్రై చేయి. ఒకసారి మరీ అంత విసిరే కల్లేదమ్మా.
ఏది వేసావా?
అది చేయకుండా అంటే
అని ఇప్పుడు మనం ప్రశాంతంగా మన ముగ్గురం హ్యాపీగా చేసుకుంటున్నాం.
ఎందుకని?
ఆడు కంగారు పెట్టట్లేదు. అది విన్నాడంటే ఎడుతాడు.
ఇది ఎవ్వరికి ఇవ్వని వీడుకోలు, ఇవి ఎక్కడా ఎన్నడూ జరగని అంపకాలు. దేవతా తరలిపో, తల్లిగా మిగిలిపో, వదలలేక గుండె రాయి చేసుకుని ఎవ్వరికి ఇవ్వని వీడుకోలు. బిడ్డగా పుట్టి కూతురై పెరిగి కోడలై భర్తకు భార్యయై బిడ్డకు తల్లియై ఇల్లాలిగా తల్లిగా తల్లికి తల్లిగా నవ్వును ఏడుపును కలిపి దిగమింగి ఇంటినే గుడి చేసిన దేవత. సెలవిమ్మని అడిగితే ఇక సెలవిమ్మని అడిగితే ఇది కనని వినని సంఘటన, అపూర్వ సంఘటన. ఇది ఎవ్వరికి ఇవ్వని వీడుకోలు, ఇవి ఎక్కడా ఎన్నడూ జరగని అంపకాలు. భూమిపై పుట్టి బానిసై పెరిగి దాసియై సేవకు నిలయమై ఆగని యంత్రమై నిజములో నిద్రలో ఇల్లే కళ్ళుగా వయసును సుఖమును చితిగా వెలిగించి బ్రతుకే